Okay, we're here. We made it.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Mark,
What is this?
It's a biscuit.
Oh,
It's a biscuit
not
with
right now.
strawberry
Thank you.
flavor.
It's real
Welcome.
thin, real nice.
Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. I'm your Dungeon Master, Mark. All right. What were you just doing there?
Pocky.
Getting all of the crumbs.
I just saw you go like that. I didn't know. Anyway, these are our beautiful players that are definitely not doing anything illegal at the table.
She's not snorting Pocky. It's fine.
Okay.
I blew the crumbs from my sandwich off my spike.
Wink.
Alright.
We'll start introducing players. I think we'll start with Evan this week.
Hello, I'm Evan. I play Blanche, Minotaur fighter, and apparently dragon egg stealer.
No, rescuer.
Rescuer, yeah, I like that.
Rangers.
You know, it's an uncommon experience. Do I pick who goes next?
You guys can do anything you want.
Okay, I'll just pass it along clockwise.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I play Jezebel Rocket. You're kind of special teenage druid. Let's be real, she's a gopher. Because her grandmother's a back alley herbalist. Go, baby, go. I found all the drugs.
She can be a
All the
gopher
drugs.
twice per short rest.
I mean, that's true, too.
You did find the
Tag.
drugs.
Why, hello. I am James. I play Jet, your friendly local neighborhood druid sorcerer. Wow, I've said it too many times now where I'm starting to screw up. But I cast spells, sling spells, all by the face of the moon, and feel extremely sad that we had to give up a baby dragon. Well, a baby dragon egg.
You're a magical boy.
The best moment of Jet's life. Finally noticing me seeing dragons are real, and then having to give one up.
Go on,
Ben. Hey, I'm Ben. I'm playing Kogan Wusan, our dwarf paladin. Just trying to keep the party alive through the wastes.
Voice of reason.
Voice of reason and moral compass on occasion.
Accurate.
Oh, Kyle's watching.
Hi, Kyle.
Howdy.
We missed your face.
Yeah, you're up.
Oh, it's me?
Yes.
Okay, hi.
I don't even have
I'm
to point
Lauren.
it out.
I play Ellie
Hi,
Wake
Lauren.
Waywalket. I play Ellie Wake Waywalket. Forest Gnome. I'm a monk. This is Martha the Unbookable.
Keep forgetting to bring them.
Not
Alright.
featured in this pick.
Not
Your
featured
emotional
at all.
support familiar?
Emotional
No.
support.
Featured on the table, but not in the game.
But in our hearts always.
That's right.
Just
No,
know
that's
sounds like a
that's
visual.
Kogan's mom. Is always.
She's not dead. I was gonna say it almost sounds like Martha's dead by how I said that.
I know.
Martha's not
she's
dead.
not dead.
That's why I say
She's probably
Kogan's
just a little
mom is
chunky
always
from
in
being
our
fed too much.
Slowly
Right.
becoming larger and larger as the
Until
longer we
we
take.
encounter her again,
She's gonna
she's
turn into a
both
Keiju.
dead and alive.
That's right.
Take that
Schrodinger's
crown.
badger.
We'll get back to Colin and we'll just see a giant badger in front of the front gate.
It is Martha. We must flee the city.
Kelman Gate.
It is Martha. We must
Okay,
flee the city.
well, the long form recap is the group got together 25 sessions ago. We were meeting at the funeral of a friend and in the town of Vogler, and then bad things happened. The dragon army showed up out of seemingly nowhere and put the majority of Vogler to the torch.
Such a
And
pretty
The
body.
houses, not the people.
Such a
not the people.
pretty
The
body.
people largely escaped with the help of our heroes to the city of Calaman. And from there began trying to figure out what was going on with this dragon army and what was going on with these draconic looking people. Many things have happened since then, including the group essentially chasing after a famed, thought by many to be a myth, a famed death knight by the name of Lord Soth. And they chased him into the northern wastes where the dragon army has also gone. And that has led us to where we are now. So, the recap from last time. Whoever wants to throw their 2 cents into the ring on last episode.
I bought all the drugs.
You did
Yeah,
buy
that
the
was
drugs.
recap.
You did find a lot of drugs.
Last time we picked up hot on the heels of our escape from a prison camp, where we rescued a bunch of prisoners. We returned to the home of one of those prisoners, along with another rescuee.
Yeah.
In the town of Hearts Hollow, we stocked up, traded in our gold for more useful things, and made the acquaintance of Ness, the not mayor but wise person of the town. Turns out she is a bronze dragon, which again, thought they didn't exist. Pretty wild stuff. We traded the dragon egg we found in the camp for her goodwill and a suit of fancy armor. And now I think we are back on the road again, off to find the city of lost names up in the far northern mountains.
Yeah, that's good. And I think this was really the group's first taste of anything resembling civilization for a little while, which in the northern wastes is very welcome. It's a harsh landscape. It's full of. It's a land that has been has borne the scars of the destruction of the cataclysm perhaps more than any other land you've encountered. The dragon army is out here. You guys have encountered them. You've encountered a variety of other threats. But we're in pursuit of Lord Soth and trying to discover the City of Lost Names, and that is where we are headed. So, you have Clystron leading you from Hearts Hollow. 2 questions to make sure that we wrap a bow on all of these things. 1, getting connected with Darrett and the Calaman soldiers. That's order of business number 1.
Yes.
Is that a goal that you guys have, or are you thinking of going ahead of them?
We didn't say we were going to meet up with them.
I mean, do we?
They are ahead of you
Yeah, I mean,
a little ways.
they're going to be kind of along the way.
But you guys will, without question, move faster than them, especially now that you have Clystron.
It's possible we still won't pass them on the road because they're taking smoother terrain than we are. Probably.
Yeah.
But it's also an army. We'd probably figure out which way they went pretty easily if we ever came across their track.
I'm just saying, if we are going as fast as possible, or as fast as possible doesn't look like the army is in terms of the route.
You guys, you guys would,
We could catch up if we wanted.
correct.
How about we just move towards the City of Lost Names as quickly as we can, and we can contact them via Fargab once we get in range for that, and then we can.
You're already in range.
Oh, okay, they are really close then.
I mean, if you even attempt it, you're in range of them.
Hello, Garrett. Hello. This is Jet. Are you in?
So you say that, and then a minute or so goes by, and then you hear back an excited gnome voice.
Yes, it still works.
She's like, "Oh, do you want me to get Derek? Do you want me to find Derek for you? I
Please
sure can."
and thank you.
That would be amazing.
So yeah, it takes a while. You know, it takes a good 10 minutes, we'll say.
I'm on hold. Sorry, guys.
We can
Wizard
kind of like.
wizard.
And then
set
you
up
hear
someone playing
you
on
hear
violin
Derek's
and
voice
stuff
coming
like
back
that.
over it. Oh, hello, you guys. Whereabouts are you?
We are currently right now leaving.
Hearts Hollow.
We are currently leaving Hearts Hollow right now.
Ah, yes. Well, are you intending to connect with us, or are you?
I think the plan right now sounds like we are going to meet you at the location.
Scout ahead at
Wink,
the
wink,
very
nudge,
least.
nudge.
So we're going to scout ahead before you guys arrive, so that way we can see what is all there before we bring in the big guns.
Very well.
No offense, Ellie.
What's a gun?
But
We'll be.
just wanted to check up on you, make sure everything's going all right on your end.
Indeed. We will see you there.
All right, over now.
All right. So we're off.
To see the wizard. The
Anything
wonderful
else
wizard.
before we head out?
I think we're stocked up. We got all the artifacts and fancy things we wanted with the resources we had,
In a sense.
in a sense.
We got me to have.
Okay.
You'll have to let me know how many days go by. Because each day I'm filling a different vial.
Yep. Every day is a new healing potion.
I do have
With Claystron with you, you can avoid the wash without a problem.
Awesome. I don't like swimming.
Somebody can roll me a d20.
This die has never let me down, guys. It's a 19.
Okay.
That's a dangerous thing to say out loud before it's done rolling.
It's sarcasm. It has let me down many a time.
Okay.
D10.
Wants to do the D10. Alright. You done?
Uno.
Alright. Good enough.
Good enough.
Let's see here.
I can't give any less.
Yeah, you come across the largely now scavenged bodies of 2 Dragon Army soldiers. Like, when I say scavenged, I mean like the wasteland things have
Eating them.
been eaten on them.
Num nums.
Anything still etting on them right now?
Yeah, there's some like, not giant spiders, but there's some wasteland spiders mowing on them a little
The
bit.
things we fought earlier.
Not them.
No, smaller
Some
things.
vultures
Much
so going
smaller.
overhead be done already, you spiders, so we can have.
I mean, when I say much smaller, I mean these ones are like this big,
Miniature giant
not
spiders.
like
They're giant spiders, but not like
horse-sized.
giant spiders.
yeah, there's like 20 of them.
Spiders of unusual size.
I will not be getting anywhere near that.
Your typical Australian spider.
Here, your camel spider.
That's a whole lot. No, thank you.
It's basically just a few scraps and bones right now, maybe armor.
I mean,
Approach enough to kind of
they're,
look them over.
I mean, I don't. If you want to know specifically, you could try. I don't know, survival maybe,
Sure.
or a medicine maybe. Maybe a medicine is better. Yeah, yeah.
It's It's not much. 5.
Yeah, you're not.
Yep, they're
It's
dead.
been at least a little while, for sure. Days, probably. So, but that's the most eventful thing you have happen. Anybody want to give? Anybody that would like can give me a perception check.
I may attempt to run.
A perception check?
Anybody that would like to?
I'm looking at the bodies. I mean, unless this is specifically for
No,
the
no.
bodies.
This is just during the day. This is not.
I have rolled a mighty 12.
8.
Okay.
18.
Yeah, both of you find toward the end of the day, you both find things that you consider to be signs of, you know, probably the army having moved through here.
Do we know which one?
I mean, it's I don't think you can tell that from just a perception check. You'd have to do some other kind of a check to try to figure that out. But just based on the direction you think they're moving and the recency of it, you think it's more likely that it was.
There's no clawed footprints amongst the.
No.
Standardized size.
Is there a
9
bunch of
Calaman
bits and
boots.
bobbins just trailing off? Sorry, I swear.
Yeah, just continue on the way as long as your guide knows the fastest way.
Yep. So yeah, you get through the rest of the day, and you stop seeing those signs. So you kind of think that the army's probably
Taking a different
nearby, but not taking the same path. So you guys can set up your camp if you want, or you can travel through the night if that's your plan.
I think with a guide we can afford to rest overnight. We'll set up camp, and
Okay.
after dinner I'll probably take some time to kind of pull out that Dragonlance and just kind of meditate over it, make some prayers to my God for further guidance as we approach these last names.
Remind me again who took the bronze dragon scale.
That'd be a druid.
Alright.
Detect any,
Nice.
Detect any bronze dragons nearby?
Have you spent time attuning to your shield?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a good point. Do I detect any bronze dragons nearby? Besides, I suppose I should. No, the egg's not with us anymore. That's right.
What did I say the distance on him was?
It tells you like the nearest dragon, right?
30 feet, I think it was.
It's way more than 30
Was
feet.
it?
Like,
It's right on us,
I
right
think
miles.
that wouldn't be
maybe.
useful.
It might have been 30 miles.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I remember 30. Hey. Smudge
30
it.
inches.
30 acres.
What?
Is there a dragon within 30 feet of me?
If you can't tell, I don't
Oh.
think you deserve to wear
Yeah.
the
They
armor.
could be like shape changed. They could be looking like something else.
Or invisible. Just chilling right there.
Yeah, you guys aren't.
30 miles.
You still detect one back by her tunnel. I don't know if it tells you the direction.
They're just is
Distance
a
and direction closest to.
Yeah, so back in the direction from whence you came.
Once.
Once,
Well, it worked.
once walk and follow.
Actually, I should leave that.
Okay.
Does it take time to also attune to like the Dragonlance, even if it is corrupted?
It's not the whole lance.
Oh, it's part of the lance.
Yeah.
Okay.
But does not enjoy the prawns.
Okay. Oh, and it won't make your roll. The night goes by fine. On to the next day.
That was one more additional creature healing potion. Wow. Now I have 2 regular healing potions and 2 greater, and then of course my resource.
So, yeah, you guys get like, why? Late morning, getting close to noon. And, you know, Clystron is kind of doing his thing where he's running around a little bit, and he's kind of checking different, ridge lines or horizons, scanning. He's just kind of knows what he's looking for, and he hits a point where he kind of pauses, and he's like, I think we're really not very far away from your army here. I think we could, if we I think we could get to them within the next couple hours if we wanted to. It would mean sort of sidetracking instead of continuing forward.
How much farther do we have to go?
We're gonna get there today, I think.
Oh,
But if we move at the pace of the army, we won't get there today.
Let's act as like a forward scouting element. Let's
Okay. He's sort of treating it like this is your last best opportunity if you want to meet up with them before you get there.
We told them we would get there ahead.
Reach the spots of where there is return.
I mean, we got the Fargad. If we need to exchange information,
Unless
unless
we get-
you want us like see Darius or anyone from the army face to face before we reach
Boulders
the
aren't pebbles.
city, I think we're fine with moving ahead and relaying any info back with the Fargad.
Okay. So you guys, Clystron keeps leading the way, and you get to a little before dinner time, say 5 o'clock, late afternoon, early evening, and based on the description of the place you're going, Clystron tells you okay, we're gonna climb up here, and then we're gonna have to go around to get around this big, pretty good sized rocky outcropping, and then we're probably gonna be able to see where they are.
Where the army is.
Well, where the
Giants.
where the location of this place is.
All right.
And he says, but I have to warn you, I think they're here already.
There.
Well, they must be, and he's kind of pointing to some evidence of,
Oh, like the Dragon Army.
yeah. He's like, this is the best evidence yet that they've been through this space.
Is it the Dragon Army or is it the other army?
He's pointing at clawed feet marks.
Yeah, that's-
Are we
that's
looking
Dragon
at a large number of them, or is this another patrol group looking size number of?
If there's
friends?
patrols this far, there's more.
He kind of shows you evidence of both.
Well, I guess.
approach with caution.
Are we still in range for the Fargad? We can report back that we've spotted evidence of a larger.
Probably.
Alright.
You think you almost certainly are, unless they stopped a while back.
Alright. Can I just look around for the surrounding area real quick, make sure there's no other groups of Dragon Army or whatever? who might be
Anybody
in that
that
area?
wants to look around can do perception. What just happened?
Bugs.
Trying to get
There's
the
a
flies.
fly and he cannot leave
Nope.
it be.
Does not need-
9
does not
for
need-
perception.
Perception.
Perception? Roll!
16.
17.
8.
You don't see anyone around.
Yeah. Well, use the Fargad, or whoever has the Fargad will relay the info back that we're coming across evidence of a large contingent of the Dragon Army that has passed through whatever area we're in. Relative
There.
to them.
We've got info. There is a summer Jacob here. I repeat, there is a summer Jacob here. Anyway, there is appearances of Dragon Army soldiers here. We see signs.
a large contingent.
So Larson. You know what? I'm going to give you over to Kogan.
We've confirmed that they're in fact able to contact. And
Yeah, they respond, and yep. Well, that's. We always knew this was a possibility that they would beat us here. It's certainly makes our goals harder to meet.
I think we're gonna try to race ahead, and if there is any objects of importance or whatever our goal is to scout out the city ahead of time, and if we can at least contest them in gaining control over whatever they're hunting out here.
You want to contest the Dragon Army's control of this whole city.
Not the city, but if we can sneak into the ranks like we did with the camp and see where their interest lies, or if we're able to sneak ahead of them and get into the city itself. We don't know if they're in the city itself yet. We just know they're ahead of us.
We need a better plan than last time then.
I agree.
But in any case, I think we need to race ahead with all the haste. So if everyone's on board with that, I'll let Derek know that we're going to be racing ahead out of range of the far gap to try and
Well,
find
he gives you a location, and they're not. I mean, at the pace that they're able to travel, if they, if they commit to really getting there, they could get there by about a day from now.
It's a long time to wait.
Well, it's a long time for us to find out what's going on.
Yeah, I think
It's
we
a
really
long
need
time
to be
get
scouting
ourselves
ahead.
into trouble.
Well, it'd be more trouble if the Dragon Army gets whatever they're looking for, I think. I feel like at the very least we should do some scouting to see what is ahead of us.
As long as that scouting does not include another cage. It's fine.
Very well, yeah. Have very little reason to believe it would.
I will not be donning armor.
Is what I said accurate? Did you find it? Yeah. All right. Anyway, so we're doing what now?
I think we're gonna go ahead.
Are you
Keep on going towards the city. Try to
telling
scout
that to
it.
Darrett?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, yeah. So, Clystron, unless you have another plan, Clystron kind of leads you this last little way here, and so this is what comes into view for you. A vast plateau rises from the wastes, its ancient cliffs soaring hundreds of feet high. A broad canyon splits the plateau's face, its passage blocked by an aged stone wall. Countless red tents spill from the canyon and its gate. Innumerable Dragon Army troops swarm the land, and patrols of Dragonels soar above.
Do we have a rough idea of numbers here? Are we talking hundreds, thousands?
I mean, that's
I mean,
very difficult to assess.
Did you use the word innumerable?
That's the word the book uses.
So probably more than the Calaman army is what I'm saying here. Is what
I
I'm
mean,
estimating.
just based on the amount of tents you see from here, the amount, like the space that they're occupying, you think it's safe to assume that the number is, you know, for sure more than the Calaman army. How much more? I don't know that you can tell from here.
69.
Nice. I mean, not, but
Let me do the thing here.
So I don't think we can
I don't. I mean, so.
Just what?
I don't think our army is gonna fare very well against this one, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm getting like Helm's Deep vibes, except it's the opposite.
I'm gonna send you.
Yeah.
I don't think you should take this to be just a perfect representation. This is an artist, whatever rendition, but this is roughly what you're looking at from further away. I don't.
After you declare.
Oh. We could take
That's a
them.
lovely choke point.
It's not particularly representative of the amount of
Like Moses said,
tents
part
and
of the red
soldiers.
cliffs.
That's just what you see. I mean, I think the best element of that is to represent what this plateau and canyon looks like. So, to provide some context for that, the lands that you guys have been going through have had lots of this kind of thing, lots of these canyons and stuff. This one is just the biggest, like, plateau / canyon that you've come across so far.
Is this kind of the area where we expect the City of Last Names to be, or is this,
It-
we've
well,
just encountered them all
I
the way
mean,
there?
based on things that Dalamar has said, and a little, like if you pick at Kleistron a little bit, he'll say what he knows about this area. Like, if you put that information together, you think it's fairly well. Plus, just the way that the Dragon Army has kind of set itself up at the mouth of this thing, like it seems safe to bet that the City of Lost Names is, you have to get into that canyon to get to it.
Backing up a little farther here, because we're probably farther back than this certainly is giving us right now.
Yeah.
How wide are we talking about these tents going?
A long ways. Like,
Like
A lot.
farther around than we could go to the side and like cut up onto the top of the canyon? Like, do they have this surrounded, or are
based
they,
on what you're looking at, if your goal was to try and get up onto the top of this canyon, like, it's not even like clearly visible from where you are where you'd have to go to do that. Unless you want to try and climb a, well over 100-foot tall cliff face.
I mean, some of us could.
there's a reason I bought
But one of the,
Dragonlance.
but you're, again, one of the things that is gonna prevent that sort of an approach is, I mean, these Dragonels flying around can see, I mean, you have to assume they can see a tremendous distance by comparison to the people on the ground. So,
We're not hanging on a rock wall.
We're not gonna get in during daylight.
so your go around plan is like a,
Non-existent.
it isn't, well, you could ask that question to Kleistron, but I mean, he will tell you that you're talking about, it's a long ways if you want a reasonable and safe avenue to try and do that.
I mean, which we could do. We could add more days to this.
I mean,
We have a whole day while the Calaman army gets here.
But
so-
he is not aware of whatever the City of Lost Names is that you're talking about.
Mhm.
And so, like, he has no idea even if you did do that, if that would get you where you want to go.
I'm gonna ask him if
Wait.
he's ever actually gone through in between into the canyon and traveled back. No?
No.
Okay.
When was the last time he was here or saw this?
I mean, he's gotten up onto the top of that plateau. He did that in the last, couple of years. He doesn't come this way all that often.
Mhm.
But he's, lack of a better way of putting it, he is not helpful in, he can't give you like, he basically tells you, like, I don't know how to circumvent this.
Okay.
So this is at a distance. I mean, you from where you are, you just don't have the ability to like see if there's some plausible path. Like, it's certainly not, as you're looking at it, like, it's not impossible. That there must be a way through it, because otherwise they wouldn't be sitting out here guarding it.
Very true.
We're Sam and Frodo at the top of the mountain right now, looking down onto the camp, going, well, we have to get over there.
Mm-hmm.
With swaths of orcs in our way.
We could try to sneak in at night, but we might want to wait for our ranger friend to rejoin us. I do believe she has a way to make us very stealthy.
What if
She seems to be out of commission recently.
what if we did try and pose as dragon armies again, soldiers, but this time the people who aren't, wearing the armor and such are local guides, not prisoners.
I don't know if they would trust that.
Well, it
Would
depends
they-
on if you think you can tell them a good story.
Would they be letting guides into the camp if they're already at the location they need to be at?
We say, but it's for an expert part of this investigation. I mean, I don't suppose the common soldier knows what they're really here
So,
for.
That would probably
As
be the
as this discussion is happening, Kleistron just chimes in and says, "Well, there's, he's kind of again pointing things out that he sees, and he's like, they are definitely patrolling this area. So he's kind of like, we can't stay in this spot forever."
That's
Right,
fine.
fair point.
I agree with the night plan, but it's going to be harder than what we tried last time.
Well,
By a good few 10+ times.
do we want to? Do we? I'm trying to think here.
The reason
But-
I'm
I was gonna say, but I will not be able to wear the armor, because last time showed me that, that's not gonna be very helpful if I was wearing armor.
the reason I'm saying we could try more deception is we don't. You two, some of us can write in Draconic, right? We could forge up some fancy orders from Commander Belathion, saying we've got a right to be here.
We could try that. It's
Why don't will you give me a history?
Sure. 3.
Would I also possibly know this history as a scholar or sage?
This is not
Okay.
sage style history. This is more of a military knowledge sort of thing.
Unless
I
I've
shall
heard
deem
war
myself out
stories
of
from
this
my,
history check then.
unless I heard war stories from my parents, which was a continent away, probably not.
as we're saying this, we're all moving away. Yes.
Yeah, I think we'll let
find a
Clystron
more secure
move
place.
us again
Okay.
as we're talking.
We do still have the Kelman army approaching. Do we want to find like a safer approach for them to get here to be less likely to be detected? Because with these patrols, they're going to get spotted sooner rather than later.
If they haven't been already.
Where this should be reported back to them, but we also need to figure out.
Well, so the spot that Clystron has taken you have a good view. You can see that there is there is an avenue that the army could get pretty close to the camp without being, like within reason, fairly close to the camp and it wouldn't be all that likely that they would be spotted. The key, I think, would be, and Clystron chimes this in, like, we just need to know when and where these patrols are going and what the movements of the Dragonlance is like. They're not going to be able to get there unnoticed, but they could get
As close as possible.
closer than you guys are now. Because you guys could do that too.
I
You
mean,
just have to contend with patrols and stuff. Getting close is not impossible. Getting in is way harder.
Do we want to have the army hold off further afield and wait till night and then plan a night attack with the army? Go in, no torches, in the dark, get as close as we can, surprise attack them in the night, sort of deal. While we scout and find ways for them to approach and avoid patrols while we watch what the Dragon Army's doing. And then join them for the actual push into the camp. It's gonna cost lives, but the army's already here and they're gonna get detected sooner or later. So I think there's gonna be an engagement of some form at this point. They're too close together.
Can I ask a stupid question?
You may.
What's our goal? What are we going for? What are we doing here? We know that this is the city of lost names. We know that this is where Lord Soth is supposedly gathering his forces, and clearly the Dragon Army is here too. But what is our goal? What are we doing here? Why?
Some sort of magic. At least that's what the wizard says.
There's something here that has drawn both the attention of Lord Soth and the Dragon Army. Significant attention.
If we don't know what it is, we have to get in there and find out. I think.
So,
Is this-
Lord Soth has been in Dargar Keep, which is several days travel from Calman for 300 years. He's never, ever just barged into Calman and did what he did. Just throwing that out.
Right, it just feels very. I don't really understand what the goal is. What's our objective?
we need to find out what their object is.
Okay,
Or
and
we
then
need
tell us.
to, well, I
They've been
guess,
bad lately.
stop them from getting whether their objective is here. Interfere with it in some way.
Looks at giant plateau full of red tents. If whatever
gonna
is
get Mark
here
Hog.
they're here already.
I want to get it from under their noses.
But we don't know if they have it yet.
We don't even know what it is.
No.
It
But
would be a lot more helpful to know what it is that we're after, and
If we want that, we'll have to go in ahead of the army.
Yeah, we'd have to sneak in pretty quick here.
think that sounds like a better plan than just throwing lives to the meat grinder just to get us in the door.
Well,
Did you talk openly about having dragon army disguises?
I mean,
I guess if
Alright, Clayster's gonna
You know
betray
what?
us and
I am
we'll deal
going
with him
to
then.
talk to our friend here for a nice new perspective of things. Would you have any plans? Would you have any ideas? If you wanted to get past them and in there without,
I don't want to do that.
no, I'm just saying if.
Imagination.
I don't want to do that. You guys have disguises. Somebody could go in there and scout it out, couldn't you?
How far does a gnome flinger go?
well, I mean, we don't all have to go in there. Like, we have a few disguises. Those who have the disguises go in and
Check out.
check out the camp.
And the others are going to be patiently brewing up the tea for when we get back.
Well, scouting for the army.
I can make the tea.
No.
Maybe.
I mean, this isn't a colossal camp. It's good size. There's a lot of people there.
Oh,
But like, if you started on one end of the camp and just walked at a leisurely pace to the other end of the camp, you'd be there in like 5 minutes. It's not enormous.
It's just numerous.
It's but you can, I mean, even at this distance, you can tell that it's sort of sectioned. You know.
Just go with it.
Alright. So those who have disguises sneak in and find out more. Do we claim to be leftovers from the
I would
Can't
continue
claim.
that. It'd be a bit late, but the wastes are harsh.
yeah.
I still like the idea of having some orders just in case. Or even
don't
if they're,
we have paperwork?
we do have some
From the
kind of
camp?
paperwork from the camp,
No.
but it's, I don't know if it would, did we pick up any sort of things from Viewmaster Xerox that we could use as,
The paperwork that you got is almost exclusively talking about excavating
oh, okay, right.
the Summer Fortress. So,
Nothing.
I mean,
I mean,
I still have those crystals.
were you were not an actual soldier, right?
No.
Yeah. So
Never
yeah.
being in the Navy.
Yeah, I guess somebody could give me like a really hard
I mean,
intelligence check.
Oh.
the best I
just
got
intelligence.
is that my parents were in the war. So
I'll
maybe I
try.
picked something up.
It's like
from
I can
them.
do history, but intelligence. That's
Intelligence. That's not very good. That's an iron.
Dirty 20?
I mean, you. The stuff that you got that is that was orders for, or not orders, the paperwork. It's like it doesn't have anything to do with the like this location. It doesn't have anything to do with delivering anything here or anything like that. But you get this like, you know, you just kind of read it a couple times and you start thinking, some of this is like too mundane. You know, like maybe the words on this page are a little bit, you know, coded, we'll say. Not coded, but like there's things they're just not saying out loud in case it would get intercepted, is what you think. sort of like something that they found maybe was important.
At the Sunward Fortress.
Yeah, or maybe not that they found, that they were looking for was important.
Okay, so the way that this page is set up, are there capital letters that are in weird places, or like are the words like on the first column
if you
of the
read it
page,
top
like
to bottom, it says
Roll your cryptography.
we don't have that.
You don't know. Like you just get the impression that they're you know
You share this-
saying things, or he's saying things in this letter that are maybe meant to not give away the real, like they know, but no one else would necessarily know.
If you know, you
Share
know.
this info with
Yeah.
the rest of the group that you suspect there's coded messages with
I
this.
mean, is it actual code, or is it like
No.
reading between the lines?
Neat.
Kind of.
You're just looking at words and you're saying, I wonder if that, you know, I wonder, and I mean, I'm just using an example. I'm not saying it's on the page, but like, you know, oh, you know,
Maybe
do
that's
you,
something we should
you
have
know,
given
do you
to
have the
Gallic
package?
Army,
You know,
maybe
that
someone
kind of a
amongst
thing,
them might
right?
have a better
Oh.
idea
You
of
think
how
it's
to
you
read
think
these.
that maybe some of the things that are said in there could easily be that something important is supposed to have been there.
Well,
out of the 12 requested deliveries, we have made 13.
Something.
Right. Okay.
There's not more that you can glean from it. There's just, you know, as you're reading it, you're like, guys, what if this is more important than we think, or what if this means something other than what we thought before?
unless we want to read it to Derek over the phone.
And the reason that this is relevant is because if you're thinking that you can use this as some evidence or means to get into the camp, it's like, this is specifically for the Viewmaster, and you are not the Viewmaster. None of you are the Viewmaster. So,
Well, wait. I thought if you take him out, you get that position. So I thought Blanche was now Viewmaster.
I should have grabbed his like special signet ring then.
We were a little busy with a dragon, so.
I wish I had got the ring instead.
Of the egg. Oh,
well,
what are we gonna do, guys?
Well,
Make tea.
we could,
No.
maybe we split the group. Those who do have,
Wandering tea vendor routine gets them every time.
those who do have functional disguises.
First one's free.
I will start constructing a giant wooden horse.
Those of us with functional disguises plan to infiltrate the camp, and the rest act as scouts for the Kelman army that is approaching. You could even bring those intel documents back and see if they can make heads or tails of it. But
Could,
Honestly, I
Uh,
don't
how
think
far
I should
out?
be
How
going
far
to
do you think our allies are? I'm looking at our friend.
or we could ask
I
act
can't
as
say.
what?
messengers.
You talk to him on the phone.
Well,
He doesn't use the word phone.
The
I
grabber.
figured. You used the rock.
The backpack.
Hey, Derek. I have a question for you.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Sorry,
Jet.
I just want to make sure you're there. Otherwise, this thing broke, and that would make that poor little person sad.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
Is
Over?
this the gnome?
Is this
I-
important military information?
Yes,
I think this is the gnome.
it is the no. Can I please have Derek?
Fine.
Thank you.
No one ever wants to tell me important military information.
We love your invention. It is fantastic. Really useful. We appreciate what you've done
I
with this.
think you need to add a hold song.
Oh, jeez.
All right, I'll get him. And he starts like singing a gnome song.
No song.
The world's first
No song.
hold music.
Yeah.
See,
He's-
this makes
yeah,
me feel, this makes me
she's-
feel better on the whole.
She's singing. She's singing about. She's singing a song that you're pretty. I mean, it's not very good, and you're pretty sure she made it up. But it is talking about a mechanical chicken named
makes-
Larry.
That makes it even better.
Named Larry.
Yeah. Well, you assume that based on
Larry
the
the
lyrics of the
mechanical
song
chicken.
that she made up, and then Derek gets on there, and do you have new information? What do you need?
I was curious on how close are you to the location?
Well, we're about 10 minutes closer than we were last time you called.
I didn't know
Oh,
if it was
we've
that
even-
short of time.
We've informed him of the Dragon Army, right?
Yeah, we already informed them of the Dragon Army. We are thinking about sending one of us to you with papers we found at a Dragon Army encampment that was not here, but back a few days.
Why are these more important now than they were when you found them?
Ellie thinks there might be potentially important information within them
That may
Hmm.
be coded.
that might be coded.
And none of us here
I
are
re-
good with
I just
codes.
absolutely wish I had not used that word. It is
Well, you
not-
don't like
there's
coded
no
language?
code.
It seems to be that there is important
A
information
message.
in these documents with
Message.
further inspection upon them that might come to clarity.
Message.
Is that about right? Sally,
I don't
actually,
think there's any further information to be gleaned from these documents. I think
I'm
that was
going by what you
specifically
guys
the
have
words
told me.
that Mark used. So, I think we know that there's
we know that these
sus-
papers cannot be used for getting us in. We know
Well,
that.
they're for
Right.
the Few Master,
So
right?
Why would
Right.
David be able to make
Well,
any further headway?
The Few Master is dead, and their camp is basically dispersed
Okay, so we're delivering them to some other
to the
few
next
master.
highest,
Like,
who we know
Okay.
of.
I like that.
I mean, we still could use them to get into the camp.
I mean, all we have to say is
I don't want
that
to throw their
they're
lives away.
and a
Ellie would kill us if Derek died.
I don't want Derek to die either.
I mean, she would try.
I just want me to say this so that way I'm not the first on the chopping block.
Did you put your hand over the thing? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Hold, please.
We're in a
Well,
tunnel.
we can make a copy of it, I guess.
Oh, can't hear you, we're in a tunnel.
We can make a direct copy of it and send it over.
Why did they need a copy?
Oh, we need a copy to get in.
Right, but why make a copy?
Can't
Is there
you just read
anything
it
else
to
you want
him?
me to tell Derek? Do you want me to tell him never mind, no one's going over?
Can't you just
I need
tell
to
him
know
what's
this
on the
now.
message? And he can scribe it down
Why
and
can't
give
we
it to
just
us?
Oh
read
yeah,
it?
we can just like read it out to him, see if he notices anything we missed.
Or jot it down and give it to Spy Master.
Okay, so right about this time.
Cuts out.
No. No.
Can't
Right
hear
Right
you,
about
what do I
this
tell?
time, the people with the highest passive perception hear some movement, and I mean, it kind of sounds like something is coming around the corner from where you guys are.
We'll have to call you back. Bye.
How many somebodies?
You don't
Just
know.
one
You just
somebody?
hear some noise.
They're
Five.
right around the
There's
corner.
something.
I'm gonna get as
Three.
close to the
Invisible.
corner
Two.
and
With skull.
One.
Yeah,
prepare an attack.
I'll get ready to swing the hammer at whoever's coming around the corner.
I mean, it's the corner is
Well-
like 20 feet away from you.
Okay, well, get as close to that as I can.
Okay. Yeah, there's two Dragon Army soldiers. They're almost certainly one of these patrols that you've been talking about comes around the corner.
Just two?
That's all you see right now.
Let's get him.
Are they Dragon Army soldiers? They're not Draconians.
Dragon Army soldiers.
Let's just take them out quick.
Okay, initiative.
Give me a trial. You failed me.
11. Nope. Lied. 21. I can't count.
All right, they got 15.
16, yeah. Oh.
I rolled 9.
Did anybody get between a 21 and a 16?
I got 16.
You do not have a higher dexterity score than I do.
Not yet.
Not ever.
And the belt of supreme dexterity. Kogan's getting it. Wait,
Did
I should.
anybody else get a
You should
15?
get that.
Did anyone else get a 15?
No. Bad.
I know. That's why I said anyone else. Okay. 15 and 10.
9.
Oh, I got a 0.
We'll bring up the rear.
All right, Ellie, you're first.
No, Jezebel's first.
Jezebel's. Wait, what did you get?
What?
I thought you said you got a 12.
You said 21, right?
Yeah, because I got a 19. My initiative's plus 2.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
why I'm like, I can't count.
Other way around with the digits.
Okay. What do you want to
That's
do?
being special. Not be special.
Get 'em.
Because that'd be awesome. Can we see what it is yet?
Dargan Army soldiers. De humans.
Should
Probably.
probably go for my horse as well.
Well, we went from
Your
being.
horse?
They're not on
You
the
mean a goat?
My goat, my celestial
Oh,
goat.
you had your goat this whole time?
Yeah,
No wonder why they found us.
I never dispelled them. Or this
Oh,
person.
yeah.
Holy radiance off this
Gonna
thing. That's what
dig
gave it
out
away.
a.
15.
What do I want to do?
Oh wait, no, that's on my turn.
What is that beacon up there? Go find out. What is this thing? Oh god,
Sure,
people,
we'll do
oh!
that.
It looks like
Cool.
a giant
I'm
rat,
gonna
that's
pull
all.
a sumac leaf out of my bag and cast Flame Blade. So how much does it bonus? As a bonus action. And how far away are they? Because I
About
thought
20
we
feet.
mostly 20 feet.
Yeah.
Gross, but okay. I'm gonna
Tw-
move
20,
to
25,
go
whatever.
straight to the first one.
You gonna run up there?
Yep,
Okay.
and swing. Let's see, so that'll be 15 to hit.
Hits.
So that'll be 18 fire damage.
Okay.
Boom.
He doesn't like it, and he's looking real hurt. Okay.
There was a lot of panic screaming in the whole time, so.
Oh,
Wah!
screaming. That's excellent.
I believe
I'm not that bright.
in our plan, not this one, but I believe in one.
Panic.
All
Is
right.
that
Stage
it?
screaming? Yeah, that's it.
I'm next.
They scared me.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
pretty
whack-
much it's like,
Cutting off his
I'm
hand
gonna
with
whack
a
the one that
single
she
blow.
attacked.
and they're like,
Sure.
what is a teenager
With my
doing
first
here?
Finish with a flaming blade.
I mean, it's kind of like the thunder wave all over again. Oh god!
21.
Yep, hits.
Cool. Eight damage.
Dead.
Great. The next one, I would like to attack the other one with my second
Mhm.
attack. And I would like to attempt a stunning strike on them.
Okay.
You only have to roll if I hit.
Okay.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay. What does he have to roll?
A Constitution saving throw.
Rolled a 19 on the die.
Aha!
I think that saves.
I was just checking. I can't remember. It would have had to be the 14.
Fair, fair.
Okay, I still hit. So
Got himself.
Hmm?
Nice.
9 damage.
I'm gonna keep going. I was like,
Okay.
nope, can't do that. I can get flagged. That sounds familiar.
Alright, this is how we're checking out the army.
This is
One
just
patrol
making
at a
grand
time.
Oops.
This is how we're checking out the army. One patrol at a time.
We just slowly start piling
What
up
happens when
dead
the flyers
bodies.
show up?
Ellie.
Anything else?
Nip puts a whole different term, gnome flinger.
Yeah, they can't hit us while they're flying. They have to come down and find us.
I will make
Yeet
an
the
unarmed
gnome.
strike with my bonus attack.
Yeet the
Okay.
Or
gnome.
my bonus action.
Send in the gnomes.
Dirty no, sorry, 19.
Hits.
This was a 6.
Don't touch me, bugs.
Six damage.
Okay. Not looking so hot right now.
Come
Feeling
on.
pretty beat up, I think, probably.
Alright, so that's the last guy, right? There's only the two?
Just the two of them.
Alright, I'm gonna run up to the last man standing and whack him for non-lethal. I wanna
Okay.
take this guy alive. So, first swing. That's probably gonna miss. That's gonna be a 12.
Yeah, that misses.
That's gonna be a lot better. It's gonna be a 22.
Yep.
That's gonna be my warhammer. That's gonna be 7.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
he's hurt bad. But he's still up.
I'm gonna yell at him, throw down your arms, and pass the turn.
Okay.
Well, it's his turn.
Yeah, he's gonna try to run away. Yee.
Does he
And so is it
disengage?
Emily?
Yeah,
That's
he's
your-
he's trying to
Goes and
YOLO
transfers
out of
everyone
there.
that grab your-
So no attack of opportunity then.
Huh?
He's taking disengage so we don't get attack of opportunity, right? Or
He doesn't. I mean, he's leaving the space of the people that are in melee combat with him.
So
Okay.
we do.
Yeah.
Great.
If you have a reaction.
I do.
Yeah.
$14.
No.
15.
Yes.
You wanted him alive?
I want him alive.
Okay, this is with my staff. Non-lethal.
Okay.
Making it 10.
Non-lethal block.
Just trips him down the hill.
Non-lethal for 10 damage.
Yeah, he's out cold.
I really like the image of Ellie just tripping him and falls on his face.
Yeah, no you don't. Alright, let's grab them both and drag them out
I'm
of line
stunned
of sight.
for another 4 turns because of my 0 initiative.
I'm going to look to see if there's another group that might have heard something coming this way. I don't know. A little look.
I'm gonna do it.
I would like to do a perception check if you would allow me then.
Well, yeah, if you're looking around for him, I think I'm gonna call that investigation.
Oh. He's better. That's a 10.
You don't see anyone? Or
We seem to be okay for right now.
Dragging the two bodies kind of in a highway. I will be
So you want-
divesting them of any weapons and armor. Any papers or anything on them of interest?
The dead one soiled himself before he died.
It's fun.
No, I mean, here's have their regular
They're literally just a
armor and
patrol.
their sword. And
take those off them. And do we want to do a little interrogation of one of their patrols?
Sure. Prestidigitation. The smell starts getting me.
Or we can ditch their body off somewhere else. Alright, I can do.
Like what it ships out.
I don't think depositing the body anywhere is gonna do us much good. We have to like either bury this or
Well, if somebody
dispose
wants
of it else.
to find a place to bury him, otherwise, let's tie this. We got some rope, right?
Yep.
Let's tie this guy up.
Maybe.
And we'll
I'll
stick
have
it
to
in it
check.
with the grappling.
You got
hook,
some
too.
slightly used rope.
We'll use that.
Alright,
Just slightly.
tie up the still living guy, and
And a mount.
Ah.
You know,
We'll
What-
stab the spikes.
what questions do we want to try to ask this guy? What's our what, commander of the? If he knows anything of what's going on
Yeah.
here, what they're looking for, commander. I can drop a zone of truth.
You can.
Yes.
Second level spell.
I
I'll
guess
do
if
that,
that's,
I have
if
that.
you're gonna do that, then that means I don't have to use detect thoughts, so, okay.
Well, okay.
That saves a cell spot for you.
Yep.
That's a second level spell slot for me.
And for me.
Okay.
Is
What
this
are they
worth it?
talking about?
Interrogating our friend here, yes.
I mean,
Any questions you can think of before we wake this guy up? Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not like we only have 3 questions. But we don't.
No, I just want to get our questions
I
straight.
think our
wanna
main
know-
goal is, as you've said before, figuring out what they're doing here, and if he doesn't know that,
He probably does.
Information about the scouting or the patrols. Who's in? I'll start writing down questions.
Well, first off, we have to ask him, if you do the zone of truth, do you know what is going on, or what you're after? If he says no in your zone of truth, that means we aren't getting really any answers,
well,
except for how many people are there. Innumerable.
I can't count.
Of walls and in a good school.
Would you learn to I wonder if they can speak Draconic. I wonder if we can find out how they're speaking Draconic.
Comprehend.
Is the written?
I also have comprehend languages. I can comprehend it.
I know, but we
You
can't
die.
speak it.
I,
don't
yeah, I
know
was
if
gonna
they
say, I
have something
can't,
that's
even
allowed
with
us-
comprehend language, I can't speak it.
Your guy's in trouble.
Because
That has failed me 3 times in a row. This one
so any
decided
other
to fail me
intel
first
we wanna
one.
try to ask one of the
Like, you don't
patrols.
wanna go the same path here.
Who's in command of this camp?
I like that, in
Yeah.
case someone stops us while we're in disguise.
Because it might be trouble if we learn that Miss Fire Eyes is the one.
Who's in charge of this camp? Sloth. Excuse me? Is
Oh yeah,
who's
this
a what?
undead Slong McKnight is in command of this camp. It's like, ah, shit.
Commander Sloth.
You have the dragon army out of.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
What tarnation's going on here?
That'd be very bad news if we found that one out.
That's it. I've had it. I'm taking back a 3rd spell slot, and I'm going to now no fireball. I'm going after this damn fucking place.
Alright, well. So commander, patrol patterns, I guess, or patrol schedule, he knows it. What is their objective here?
We could just put him on the phone with Darrett. I mean, on the backpack.
True, we could have him overhear this conversation and have him relay any questions he might have for a prisoner of war. Hell, we could even transport him to the army if we wanted and have them interrogate him. But
Let's get our answers as quick as we can.
alright, well then, tie him up. I'm lay on hands for 1 point of healing to bring him awake. Got something?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, he kind of eyes flutter open and starts looking around, and eyes get wide, and he realizes he's tied up, and he's like, "Help!
Gag.
Somebody help me!"
Not prepared for this.
He's yelling.
I gag.
With what?
Can I just punch him?
I grabbed the sock off the dead one.
We got their armor just like some of the chainmail we have.
Hey,
I think
keep
that's a
yelling.
lie. I grabbed his sock when he was unconscious.
Keep yelling, and you'll find out what the dragon army does to deserters.
Trying to intimidate him?
Strike doesn't even do
Well.
anything.
If you don't cooperate, then we'll make it look like you stabbed your friend and ran off.
Try to
Won't that
intimidate
be
him.
fun? Oh,
Doesn't get real dark.
sorry, I should not have rolled with advantage.
That's still
Uh,
pretty good, even if you take the lowest value.
I'll
there.
take the
The
well,
not
yeah,
nat 20.
disadvantage. And that's a dirty 20.
Yeah. So he has a moment of realization, and he quiets down, and he's like,
I will remove the sock.
"What is it? What do you want?"
While this is happening, can I cast Zone of Truth?
How long does that take to cast?
I think it's like an action. Yeah, one action. Lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay. And what does Zone of Truth do?
He needs to make a Wisdom saving. Go check to make sure that it's effective.
There
A
you go.
Charisma saving throw,
Oh, that's better.
and then if he fails,
I got nothing.
then he must tell the truth.
What is the DC?
I got it.
It's going to be 14.
Got the
He
key.
rolled a 15 on the die.
Oh, I will know that he failed, I guess.
He passed.
He passed.
Oh, I will know that he passed, that he didn't fail it.
Okay.
I failed.
I think of anything.
I also failed.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, good to know you two are
What do you want with me?
I mean,
Just answer.
We're looking for some information on your army over there. Why are they camped out here? What are they after out here in the wastes? And then I'm gonna give a look to Jet over here. You
I
might
look-
want to.
Well, you successfully intimidated him,
Yeah.
so
Is
he's,
he wearing his brown pants?
you don't know he's got his armor on, unless you took his armor off him.
Nope, I don't want to find out.
Definitely took his weapons off.
Yeah.
So the truth didn't work.
Time to pry open the gray matter.
My friend has just cast a zone of truth.
Does he know
Don't
that he
think
failed?
about lying.
I don't-
The mage and the priest, they are trying to find some kind of weapon in the city.
I cast detect thoughts on him.
And this mage and priest, do they have names that you've heard?
Yeah. The priest is Belaphion. The mage is Lohazet.
Can you spell that for those of
I
us
can't spell that.
above the table? DM to finish my sentence.
Lohezet.
Sorry, one more time.
Lohezet.
You said a weapon?
Yeah.
Do you know that
what
the-
kind?
No,
In his thoughts, is it popping up that he actually does know?
he does not know.
Does it have a name?
He doesn't know.
How long has your army been camped here?
Days. A few, I don't remember exactly.
Have you received words of any of the other camps being attacked or taken out?
I don't know. I've been with this group the whole time. I mean, it took us a while to find this. But that that horrible creature is with them.
What horrible creature?
That undead knight.
Old Solanic armor for this
Yeah,
knight?
sure. I was almost too scared to look at him.
He's with the mage and the priest.
And more troops. Yes.
There's a scary dude. Super scary.
And where are they located?
I don't know. I haven't been in there. They went to the city. That's all I know. That's all I heard.
Do you know how far it is from here?
No.
Do you have the name of who's in charge of the camp for the Dragon Army?
I mean, every other commander is answering to the mage and the priest.
Are they of the Dragon Army itself?
Yes.
Who's your few master?
He's
Sorry.
he's starting to. As soon as you say that, he starts thinking about it, and he's like, just let me go. I won't even go back. I don't want to die.
You don't have to.
Well, you killed my friend. Okay, he wasn't even my friend. Just let me go.
I think we have a place for you.
What are you doing? Are you trying to get in there? Why are you here?
Yes.
You don't need to know.
We're
Can
here.
you get us in there?
I'm not gonna go back in there with you. I can tell you how to get in.
That is the answer I would
Let's
like
start
to
with
know.
that.
Yeah, like, what are his thoughts saying to Jet about this?
Or we wouldn't know
His
until-
thought, does he get a save against this?
I'm just doing the surface thoughts. I'm not delving in. Surface thoughts is say
So his
3.
their surface thoughts are that this wall that is separating, out here from in
Yeah.
the passage. There's like several passages through it, but there's one that is most accessible, and it's by the pens where they have where the Dragonels land, and then they put them in the pens. There's a spot
Okay.
in that area that goes through,
All right.
and they call it Wind's End, but it's not. It's just what they call their landing space for the Dragonels.
And at that point, I'm going to say a minute's probably gone up, and that shuts down my detect thoughts.
Hmm?
My detect thoughts only last for a minute.
Oh,
That's why I was happy with your Sword of Truth idea.
well, that's a bit longer, yeah.
One last question, friend. Or one last line of questions. What can you tell us about guard patrols?
We go in a pattern, and I don't know the patrol pattern of the Dragonels and their riders. I just know that when we go out, there are different sections that we're supposed to check, and somebody checks each section at least every 4 hours. So this is close to the edge of our section.
You heard of any word of any other forces in the area besides the Dragon Army?
And Lord
I
Soft
mean,
and his
the-
undead army.
The Calaman army is out here somewhere. I know it is. Well, you know it is too.
Would you like to meet them?
No?
I think that's not the answer
They treat their prisoners a little bit better than some of yours.
I don't want to be a prisoner. Just let me go. I'm not going to go back there. I can't go back there now that I said all this stuff to you.
I'm going to give
No amount
you-
of money they're paying me is worth this.
I'm going to let you also know, if you go wandering off into the waste by yourself, you're likely.
I'll take
could-
my chances.
Oh, okay. Well, I tried.
What about,
Any other questions for a fellow here?
I'm
He keeps looking back at the Minotaur. Scared shitless.
I say we just, put a brand on him so that they know he's a traitor if he goes back, and let him go.
what about Clystron?
No, we don't need to put a brand on Clystron.
No. Clystron could take him to Heart's Hollow.
Seems
Yeah.
like
Do
a
you say
risk.
that out loud in front of Clystron?
I mean, I said it, so.
I
He's
guess
like, nope, not doing that.
I agree with Lester.
I think that'd be a terrible idea.
Why?
For various reasons that
For
I
many
will not go
reasons.
into.
This man hasn't done anything wrong.
He's part of the Dragon Army. A force that is currently wreaking
And
havoc
you
all
do
over
not
the
know
world.
if he has not
More
murdered
importantly,
someone on his escapades that I don't know how many tours he's gone into with this.
If your choices
Well-
were being a prisoner of war or being part of this army,
He's stuck with the army
Wander
this
the
long.
waste.
more importantly, he'd kill Clystron, take his food, and who knows where he'd go. I don't want Clystron.
This-
He's helped us a lot, right, Clystron?
This is a man
I
who's
hope
taken
so.
money to join an objectively
Yes.
evil army. This is not a man we're going to
I've
trust.
already agreed with no.
I didn't want to kill him before. I was trying to be nice.
Well,
Well,
I
still-
don't think he deserves to die. Atonement is a different word that I want to use. Wandering the waste actually seems like a good atonement in a sense. Otherwise, I would have said go with the Kelman army as a prisoner. But
So-
I'm
he
going to
probably
tell.
would have
I'm,
died.
I'm going to pull people away so we're not immediately in earshot of this guy.
Well, somebody's got to keep holding him down.
Clystron, if he moves,
Kill him.
He's got one
No,
hit point.
thank you.
well, say something and I'll come over and kill him. All right?
We'll be in line of sight, just out of
How
earshot.
about if do you guys have to kill him? Is that the answer that we
No.
have to have?
We can't.
We
No.
could, you could always let me make him tea, and we could send him off into the
This is
waste.
the only time we'll agree where she can make tea.
If we
Sure.
Because he won't know where he's going.
Let's do that.
A what?
If we don't kill him, we have to hand him over to Kelman army. We can't call it.
We're really fucked up and send him out wandering into the waste.
Even if
He'll
he
be
doesn't
fine.
intend to go back to the Dragon Army, if he gets captured, he's gonna tell them all about us.
If they already know the Kelman army is close by, because apparently this guy already knows that.
They know.
That means
What are you
they
talking
all-
about? I mean, we're not gonna make our checkpoint. I'm not gonna be able to check back in with my superior.
Yeah, that
They're gonna
means
know we're not
They're gonna
back.
know someone's been murdered, killed by something out here. They won't know what, but they can
A lot of
assume maybe
things
it's
can
Kelman
kill a
army.
patrol out here.
Yeah.
They won't know for sure it's Kelman. But we should probably, if we do a little espionage mission, we should do it soon, because they are gonna detect our friend soon enough. So, what are we doing with this guy?
What kind of armor does this guy have on him?
Same armor that every other
Chainmail?
Dragon Army soldier is.
Any sort of helmet? Hood? Feature to cover his face?
No.
Does he have a scarf?
No. Look,
I say we let him go.
Right.
What if
I'm
one
getting
of us-
soft in the old age.
We can give him a leftover brownie ration and let him go.
What if one of us goes with him?
Where-
Checks back in with
at
the
that
superior,
point-
and then we let him go.
They're
When
gonna
are you
turn us
expected
in
to
the second they have an opportunity.
Go back and report back in from your,
He'd probably be back in an hour or so.
If we get the
do you
check
know
in.
Draconian?
What?
Do you know the language of Draconians?
Oh,
Okay.
How's this?
Are you hungry?
I don't know.
I don't. What?
I've got a brownie.
Jesus Christ.
How's this? We tie him up with something that'll take him maybe 4 hours to untie. If the dragon army finds him before then, who knows what they'll do to him. If he escapes, he's got an incentive to get as far out of here as possible. Either way, we've got 4 hours to...
I suppose by then it'd be too late. The Kelman army would probably be detected by then.
The Calaman army is still a day's travel from here.
He's saying
We
all
don't-
this in front of him.
No,
I'm gonna
I've-
try to force feed
I
him a
tried
brownie.
No,
to
we
drag
had
people
walked
away.
away.
I dragged
Sorry,
people away.
I was assuming that was.
I'm
your
trying to feed him a
operation.
brownie. Sure you don't want some? They're really, really good.
I think
He's just
it
looking
might,
at you, very puzzled why in the hell you're offering him a
I
brownie.
think it might be in our best
It's good
interest
comfort
just to
food.
kill him. And then go undisguised. Like, we can't hold a prisoner. It's either we kill him or we send him back to the Kalman army and they
Open
can do
wide
with
for
him
the
as they
dragon
please.
heel.
Blanche,
Right.
how tall are you?
We can't.
6'8".
6 foot. How tall are these two?
What?
How tall are those two?
One's like 5'10", the other one's like 5'9".
Yeah, it could work.
Kokon and I are about that put together.
It just works on one person, sorry.
Look, we gotta figure out what to do with him. Killing him would be easy. This is not a good man. He's already taken money to work with an objectively vile force.
He was also not doing anything to harm us.
You think
until
Kalaman
walking
hasn't
from him.
burned any villages down?
I'm
They
gonna
might
say
not have
probably
been
not in a
Bogler,
few
but-
100 years.
Everywhere's somewhere in
None-
Bogler.
I don't think anyone in the currently living in the city has probably participated in such atrocities. Not in
Where I
living
see
memory.
soldiers, I see...
I would probably put Lord Baccarus into that category, but that's
He's
a different
A noble
conversation.
from someplace else. The point is, we can't handle a prisoner ourselves right now.
Okay,
We're
so
not in
what
a
are we doing
position.
with him?
Either, I don't think we should really risk him being recaptured by the Dragon Army. Even if he doesn't want to willingly tell them,
We have
he's
our
gonna
list
crack
there.
the second they put any pressure on him.
Clearly.
As so proven.
Okay.
I say we let him go.
I can give another option if you want it.
What would that option be?
One, we can send him off to the Kalman army. I make a phantom steed, we tie him to the saddle, and I'll tell it to charge off to the Kalman army.
Find Derek.
There's a third option.
That only lasts for an hour.
It won't find them in
I'm
an hour.
pretty
I thought it was 3.
My steed could carry them to the Kalman army
Jesus Christ.
and is much more likely to get there. I could
Kinda
not
get
bring
him
my
to eat the
steed in
brownie.
anyways, so
Roll persuasion.
While they're planning, it's like, come on, it's great. My grandma made them.
we tie him to my steed.
4 weeks ago.
Like 10.
He's a clever boy, he can get him there. We just let Derek know that he has a prisoner coming on a goat.
Why don't we ask Derek before just sending him someone tied to a goat?
True.
If that's chill.
Let's,
You're going to learn something about your friend Derek that I don't know if you'll like, but call him up.
What?
we can
He's a
we can
soldier.
advise Derek that we have a prisoner.
That's for an hour, but I can travel at 13
Yeah, I'll call Derek back because we kind of cut the conversation real short there. We'll call it Derek. Well, whoever answers the Fargab. again, far enough away that
This
the
time
person is
Derek
gonna.
answers the phone, yeah.
Sorry for the interruption. A Dragon Army patrol came upon us. I do now have a prisoner,
Figured I'd try to drug him while we're talking about his fate.
and
It's not working so hot.
No.
we have an opportunity to send him your way if you
Seems kinda
wish
cool, but
to
talk about man's fate.
make use of it.
Distraction.
What did you
I'll
suggest
give
we
it to
do?
this guy, he's smart enough. not
How
to
would you
know
go
the
about
person.
sending him to us?
That and my persuasion.
My steed is more intelligent than most and is more than capable
He's a
of bringing
smart
him
person.
tied
He'll
up
take
to you.
random
to the
goodies
army.
from strangers.
If you think that it can make it, I mean, go ahead. I would be just as satisfied if you held him there until we got there.
We did interrogate him a little bit and did find out some things.
Good, what did you find out?
Nothing too good. It seems they have been here for a few days, and their leading them is a priest and mage. The priest by the name of Bellathon, and the mage by Lohezthep. Am I saying that right? I'm gonna be
Bellathian and Lohizet.
Lohezthep.
Boba Fett.
Cannot pronounce names.
Lohizet.
Lohezthep.
Boba Fett.
Bolfet.
Wobble.
Bobble bobble. Wobble bobble.
And with them, it was reported to be
Silly guy.
a horrendous undead knight. We believe that Lord Sock may have a tentative alliance, or at least contact with the Dragon Army at this location, and may be working with them.
Well, that's not great news. How well fortified are they?
They have, looks like, some basic fortifications set up around the camp. They've had a few days to dig in.
How
and
large is their
they
force?
appear to outnumber the Kelman army. I guess I would say roughly what I thought they outnumbered them, if by a bit or by much. I cannot be exactly sure, but they appear to outnumber you. I don't know if it'd be best for you, for the army to approach at night, if a night assault would be up, or if we want to keep you at arm's length and let us try to infiltrate the camp and see if we can glean more information. But it seems there is some weapon that they're aware of that they are searching for in there.
Well, I mean, your group is perhaps the most valuable asset the Kalaman army possesses. I don't want you to risk trying to infiltrate and then be captured.
Then that leaves the question of how do we deal with the Dragon Army then?
Well, we will be there in less than a day to help with that problem.
Very well. We can continue scouting from a distance, note down patrol patterns, and maybe scout for the best approach for the army. And I'll let them know about what we were told about this, probably the most hidden way the army could approach.
Sure.
And we'll try to meet them along that approach when
Okay.
they are expected to come.
Okay.
That just leaves the question, do you want us to hold on to the prisoner till then?
I mean, that seems like the most, it seems like the least likely to create a problem.
Very well. Then we shall hold on to the prisoner until you arrive and continue scouting.
Okay.
Sorry.
And the plan has just gotten.
Worth it.
Okay.
Conclude the call with Derek and inform the rest of the group as to our conversation.
Yeah, you hang it.
Alright. What, so what's the plan?
We still don't have.
Well,
Are we waiting for the rest of the army?
We can. We
Are
still
we
have
just gonna
time
kill a
to.
man?
Are we going to attempt to make sure that 2 people are going to walk in and say coast is clear?
That's what I was gonna say. We should either have him and
Well,
one
we don't even
voice,
need him to do it.
or
We kind of just keep saying him. What's your name, fella? Matey.
Your number 1.
your name's Todd.
He's clammed up now.
Keeping in mind that being on first name terms is a good way to discourage.
And a pin cushion.
Wait, did you feed him the drug to Barney?
I've been trying.
He's
'Cause
got
you guys have been
smarts.
talking
He's
about-
saying no.
Yes, but I
Yeah,
thought it was kind of
intimidation has
cruel
more.
in order to
No.
be talking about a man's fate with him being told.
I'm just saying,
unconscious.
some of
So
my
I was
friends
like,
say we should kill
here,
you.
you want
and
to have some feel
if they know
goods
your
till we
name, they
decide
would
if
be
you're not gonna feel good.
disinclined.
Jezebel thought she was being nice.
For lack of a better way of putting
She'd
it,
have an anxiety attack.
it'll be harder for you to intimidate him
So.
again, but somebody else can.
I mean, I don't know if I'm even trying to intimidate him now. I feel like I'm.
Trying to befriend him.
Yeah.
After scaring the
we're-
poo out of him.
If we've got all we need from him, I'm not.
Persuasion.
What's your friendship?
What's your
skill?
friendship here?
Friendship skill, it's 12.
Your friendship skill is a 12.
I don't know, give me an actual stat that's on this page.
Friendship.
She's trying to retire.
I don't know. Something. I mean, it's got to be charisma based. You can
Okay,
pick.
persuasion.
Okay.
25.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
25.
25. That's 2 times as many as 12.
Daryl.
Daryl.
Do you want some blue rhino, Daryl?
No.
I'm
What's your
Blanche and
friend's-
this is Kogan.
Does your friend has an?
Ellie.
Does your patrol partner have a name?
That's not the right.
Not anymore. I don't know. Everybody called him Jack.
Jack.
That'll do.
Jack.
I don't think that was really his name. That's just what everybody called him.
So his real name is Sean.
Jack for short, jackass,
No.
probably.
Yeah, jackass.
Well, I don't think we'd be killing ya.
Can't see it.
I don't.
So Clystron kind of chimes in like,
I won't even touch it.
would, I don't know that. What else can I do to help you?
I.
Because I'm certainly not going to infiltrate that place.
Nor would we ask you to.
As much as I owe you guys, I just can't.
No, we
I
don't
mean-
want you
I think the only thing more help he could be is maybe to help guide the army
to.
in a more stealthy way towards the dragon army, but or towards that meetup point you had said where they'd be more concealed.
Jezebel came out.
But I don't think he's fulfilled his promise. He has guided us here. If he wants, he could head out, but if he wants to be of more help, I think the Kelman army might be aided in you navigating a more.
Well, I'm happy to help the army. I just really don't think you guys should stay right here.
No,
Oh no, we will be moving about.
yeah.
What are you gonna do with that body?
We'll have to bury it.
I'm not liking this.
I don't know if
thought.
there's any place to bury it out here.
This is difficult.
Can't
Like you could try to create a burial spot. You're probably more likely
Is there?
to
is
be
there-
able
How
to
visible
bury it
would a
under
fire
some
be?
rocks than you are to actually dig a hole and
Very-
bury it.
Oh,
Is there a
we-
place the
Like,
wash would
pretty
obviously come through that it could be carried away on?
We'll see if you're.
I mean, you don't know when the wash is
Oh,
going
is
to
it?
come next, but yeah.
I don't, but we could try to conceal it as best we can in the place the wash would carry it.
Okay.
Okay. So you want him to help you put it in a place like that?
If you could
Fine,
point
We could
it
just
out
make a
at
burning
location
pit.
that the wash would likely.
Yeah, he'll go and look
We
around
gotta
for a
find a
few
spot
minutes
far
and
enough
then,
away that's not obvious.
And then he finds a spot. You'll have to like kind of. Somebody's gonna have to like. Well, you dump it over an edge, or somebody has to kind of do some maneuvering to climb down there to get it down
Flying
there.
raising.
It's up to you guys.
Maybe they think he fell in.
Yeah, if we throw him
Head
over,
first.
that would probably be a lot of injuries. That would be close to what someone would suffer falling in. Actually, that's exactly the kind of injuries they would suffer.
He did also get extremely burned by a flame blade, but
I was gonna say we
So
just
you're
keep
hucking him
burning.
over the edge.
We just keep burning it.
into the place where the wash
Burnation.
would
Sure.
come through, I guess.
May roll athletics.
Oh, don't throw out that hip. Yay, you're good.
21.
Yeah, you get him. Huck him right where you want him.
Spin around it.
I have to get the rest of it.
All right.
I'll be right back.
It's like almost a little game.
Don't fall.
Yeah. His pockets empty out while he's doing that, and then. Okay. Well. Blanche, you guys see Blanche pick the guy up and spin him around, and then right at the end, Blanche is like, Kobe! And then like launches him over the edge.
Minotaur word.
And all of a sudden you hear the guy finally
Go
coming
far.
back to consciousness. I believe I can. Ah!
What a weird dream. Ooh.
I thought it was
Okay.
luck.
Daryl, what are you doing?
So then, Kleistrin is gonna. I mean, unless you tell him otherwise, he's gonna take off and go to help go find the Calaman army and get them.
Okay, did I already pay him? I was gonna pay him. I'm gonna give him.
we pay him.
Yeah, he said he didn't need to be paid, but since he's doing this extra thing, I'm gonna give him. I don't know. 14 steel pieces, which is, a good couple weeks' wages.
He's pretty reluctant, even though he sort of ultimately says yes, because, I mean, I'm not going to make you roll for it, but, like, you get the impression that he's a little traumatized by
Watching a man
what
be
just said,
eated.
yeah.
Hazard pay. Clink, clink, clink.
So, all right. So he's off.
He doesn't want that
I
one.
mean, if you want, he gives you an idea of where you could I mean, like, having heard what the soldier Daryl said about the space that they patrol, he takes you back like, I don't know, half a mile probably, and finds a spot that, now you're out of sight of the encampment,
Mhm.
but you shouldn't get found by a patrol here. And then he takes off to go find the army.
So we're repositioned.
In a place where we won't be found
So
as easily.
do we just keep an eye on patrols until the army arrives, or do we want to try to do a little more?
Well, so Kleistrin took you to a spot that's like a half a mile away from where you were.
Away.
Like the camp is
Exactly.
well out of sight at this point.
Yeah, it's it's out of sight where you are, and it's like probably the most important thing is you're not seeing the Dragonelles anymore. Like you're far enough in a position where they're not going to find you from there. At least based on what Daryl has told you.
So, Garrett has basically advised us to wait until the army comes.
Sounds like a good idea.
Is there anything else we want to do in that time? Do we want to try to watch the Dragonelle patrols to see if we can get a pattern down?
Well,
As those are probably the ones most likely to affect the army coming.
since I believe I have heard, no, I'm just zoning out in that direction. Listening to, since I believe we cannot see them from here, we'd have to move back closer to see the Dragonlance. That word, yeah, that one. So, that all depends on it would be a good idea, yes, but at the same time, our stealthiest person also has a bad habit of getting into trouble with Dragonlance. I'm saying it's a bad thing, I'm just saying not a good thing right now.
Quickly, quietly. What more do you want?
There's a lot of things I want right now, but that's beside the point. Sorry.
Bless you.
But I do believe that would be a good idea, so that way if we tried to somehow make it in through the least likely pathways that was told to us by our new friend Daryl here, at least then we would know when would be the most opportune time to be able to try. So, I believe it's a good and a bad idea.
Are we in a place out here that we can short and or long rest?
I mean, that's part of what Kleistrin tried to find for you.
If we're not wanting to do a long
Because I
rest.
don't think we'd be able to do a long rest since I think the army's not that far away.
What?
I thought you said they were close to, like, not a day away, pretty much.
All I said was that they're less than a day away now.
Well, but
It's only been like, I don't know, an hour and a half
I think we
maybe.
could easily fit in an 8 hour. Even if we staggered it a little bit, I think we could probably fit in 2 shifts. Maybe.
We can do it.
I feel like we should be doing something more, I just don't know what.
I actually wanna look through all those papers. I know they have nothing to do with anything like that, like for what we're here for, most likely what I've heard from people that have looked through it. But I just wanna see what exactly were they looking for there at the Sun's Fortress? Was it actually the gem, or was it something else that they were hoping to find and then just randomly found that instead? So I would like to read those papers
was
while we
that
are
what
just sitting here.
Okay, so you're gonna read through the papers that Jezebel has?
Yeah, I would like to comb through them.
Sure. You don't find anything different than what they found? Same
It gives my character something to do during this period. I'm like,
Rainbow learning activation.
Roll your cryptography.
all right, will do. Joke's on you, I'm proficient.
Just gotta
There's a
literary
hidden
script on it
meaning.
or something.
I could. Well, you know what? Since we're going to go for a long rest, cast detect magic on the papers.
Okay.
Is there any illusionary script or anything like that on them? Nope. Okay. Good.
They're
I'm
just
gonna go to sleep
plans
now
by
after
regular
that reading.
thieves.
What are you doing with Daryl?
I'll be chatting with him.
Okay.
You know, he's still tied up, but
Bros now.
I
Just waiting
want
for some
to.
friends to arrive.
I mean, bro and sister.
I don't know if there's more information
Bam.
I can gather
Bam,
about the
there.
camp, but I want him to really be thinking it's a bad idea to run away. Do I learn anything else of note? Are we just chatting about, you know,
You learn that he went to kill a man once when he was a kid.
oh, aye.
You learn that he in his youth got, well, not really his youth, like his teenage years, he got wrongly accused of stealing from a shopkeep. The shopkeep was the father of a kid that had been bullying him. And so he ended up being put in jail for a while, and then another, you know, now he had a reputation, and he got,
You only
city
get hired
guards.
by a few types of people. And
So he got, yeah, he says that that's just what everybody expected him to do, and that was his best method of finding work in his adulthood. And he heard about this group, and they were paying better than anybody that had hired him before, so he thought he would do this, and now he regrets it.
Aw, kid had something he was trying to prove.
Well, he doesn't regret everything, because they did pay him well, but now that money doesn't matter anymore.
sympathize with that. Well, we both get out of this. Might be a place I can find in Callanan. No baker who might be willing to take in someone with your background.
Who you say?
A bakery
Mm.
could learn a trade.
So he just kind of side eyes you when you say that. But then he just goes back to
Right?
okay. Anything else we're doing?
Just resting.
Okay. 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 Somebody can roll me a. I'm fine with a d20, and let's just not roll a 1.
That sucks.
Is that that one?
Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Just not a 1. Okay.
What does that
Challenge
mean?
accepted. Challenge
I mean-
failed.
All right. What is the watch schedule?
I decided false.
Unless you're not doing a watch.
Oh no, we have watches, we're not.
Just because I wanted to get that second level spell slot back, I'll probably be on third watch.
I'll take first.
Okay.
I only needed the short rest anyway, I'll take second.
Okay. All right. First watch. Whoever is on first watch, roll perception.
14.
I have one
Who
job.
else is on first watch?
I took second.
Okay.
Okay. First watch goes by. Second watch. Who's
Fuck.
on second watch? Roll
I
perception.
didn't think of that.
Perception?
Yep.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's a good roll. So, you hear some voices. think they are? I mean, the spot that you guys are in is sort of like there's a little bit of a rocky out, and you guys kind of came down a hill a little bit. It's relatively smooth to come down this space, and then it's like you kind of curled around underneath this rocky overhang, and you can hear the voices, and it sounds like they're up at the high end of this thing, and as you listen for just a little bit, it's like they're coming down that hill.
Is there some place else that we can retreat to from here that would be out of sight?
Not really. I mean, this is out of sight from most things, but if they come down, if they come down that hill, like there's not. You could try to move somewhere else, but it would take you a while to
Okay.
get there.
Who is closest to me?
I don't know. How are you guys ranged? Whoever you want. You pick who's closest to you. You're the awake one, so you can be wherever.
I will
Daryl is like kind of snoring a little bit.
probably.
I don't know. Loud enough.
Might want to smother him a little bit.
I mean, I don't want to wake him though.
Well, I mean, if he's snoring, he's
I'll
not breathing that well
keep
anyways.
As quiet as I can. I'm gonna roll him just a little bit so that he's rolled away from.
Okay.
And it turns out there's a
Why
hill.
don't you roll sleight of hand to see if you can roll him without him waking up from it?
I'm not doing this quickly. I'm just doing it gently.
But there might be a hill. I hope there's a hill.
Sleight of hand.
Sure.
If you touch his butt and he wakes up.
16.
Okay. You can roll him a little ways while.
I'm not trying to like roll and roll. I'm just trying to like.
Yeah, we're trying to do it without him waking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's having a stressful day.
Okay. Well.
So yeah, you take a little time to go do that, and you hear the voices getting closer.
Okay. I'm gonna just have myself at the ready
Okay.
to wake up probably Blanche. Who's probably the next closest
Sure.
person to me.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know,
And I'm just
10,
staring.
15 seconds go by, and now you hear them. I mean, they're just coming, like, where you're at, and they are coming down that hill, and they come into sight. And there's 2 more Dragon Army soldiers.
Just
and,
2.
Yep.
Okay.
And they, a camp in the middle of all this is very obvious. It sticks out like a sore thumb once you find it. And they find it, and then they're like, oh! And so then they,
Do they look like they're starting to run away, or are they
No.
going to come towards us?
no, they see sleeping people, and then they see you.
Great.
Okay, we're drawing weapons.
Great.
Initiative. They get a 10.
Punch him in the throat.
How
That's great.
far are they from?
Like 20 feet.
Gargling normally.
Okay.
Do you want my goat to help? I don't think he sleeps as a celestial being.
Does he take, can he do stuff without command from you?
He's intelligent outside of me.
Okay, so he knows when we're being attacked versus.
I mean, if you like engage these guys,
Damn it.
is that something that can be allowed with me unconscious?
I have no idea what you're using to have this goat in the first place.
It's a fine steed.
Huh?
It's fine steed.
It's a spell?
It was a paladin spell, and it lasts until I dispel it. So I've been just traveling around with this steed.
Find steed.
With totes.
Yep. Serves as a mount, both in combat and out. You have instinctive bond with it that allows you to fight a certain unit. Yeah, it's a spirit that assumes the form of a usually intelligent, strong, and loyal steed. Creating a long-lasting bond with it. Appearing in unoccupied space in range, steed takes on a form of you choose.
I don't know, I was trying to read the word.
Advantage?
The steed has stats from the chosen form of those.
That's what I
celestial,
was just thinking. I'm like,
fey,
no, I
or
thought I
fiend
remembered, but here we
instead of its
are.
normal type. Additionally, if your
Probably
steed has
something from the
intelligence
armor.
5 or less, the intelligence becomes 6 and it gains the ability to understand one language of your choice that you speak.
That's a lot of words.
I mean, it serves the mount. I'll let you rule on that. If it would do anything while I was asleep and the camp came under attack.
Ah. You're just dropping all my stuff.
Because I don't need to,
Need that
it doesn't
thing.
require concentration to keep, and it doesn't have a time in which it expires. It's just until his points drops to 0 or I dispel it. Or I release the bond with the celestial spirit.
This is the field.
I think what I'm gonna say is that it probably needs to be.
I need to be awake to.
I don't know if you need to be awake. I mean, my understanding, what I'm reading here is that it's intelligent enough to comprehend a language that you speak. So, in theory, even someone else could probably get it to go into combat, but I don't think it assumes that it should be in combat.
Alright.
So either you could command it or potentially someone else could command it in your stead.
Alright. Well, I think it's built enough trust with other members of my group if they wish to give him commands. But you will have to give commands to do so.
Is that like a bonus action?
To command a steed?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how elaborate you want to be about commanding the steed. If you just want to point at someone and attack, then that's like 5 feet of your movement. If you want to give it a detailed instruction, then yeah, probably your bonus action.
No. I guess I would not give super the most detailed instruction. Point and shoot, kind of.
Attack the one on the left or attack the one on the right.
Right.
Go shoot those guys.
He doesn't have a ranged attack.
Just yell at it to rush them.
Alright, add the goat to the initiative stack.
Alright.
Can't be ahead of Ellie, I guess.
Not gonna be, that's gonna be 11, I think. Yeah, that's 11 for the,
That's all it
Initiative.
needed.
alright.
I'm gonna run from my spot in the camp using Blanche's chest to run over top of.
Well, you'll wake up.
Ouch.
And just kind of shout out that we have company. Shout.
What is everybody who's asleep? What is your passive perception? I'm gonna use that to determine whether or not this
16.
wakes
Also
you up.
16.
14.
11. Well, you're gonna get woken up by her running off your chest. What's yours? 11. Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think with her yelling at the goat, like you guys, it probably wakes you up. So everybody else can be. in the initiative in the next round.
Cool.
Rerolling that.
Okay, so you're
So-
running over to him?
I am running over to them. I will start by just whacking the one on the left.
You're gonna whack him?
Yep.
Do it.
Okay. I would like to attempt a stunning strike with this as first
Okay.
attack.
Oh.
It's a nat 20.
You stun the bejesus out of him.
Okay.
So what you do is you double your damage dice,
Right.
and then you add your bonuses on top of
Correct. He still needs to make a save though for the stunning
it.
strike, unless
what's
you
his
just
save?
want
What's his
him to-
save?
He has to be a 14.
You got a 13. It's
Okay.
fitting because you hit him with a nat 20.
I did. Okay, so he is now stunned until the end of my next
Sure.
turn. So is 11 damage on the first strike.
Okay. Okay.
And I think I will turn around and attempt with my second strike the same thing on guy number 2.
Okay. You're gonna try to stun him too.
Yep.
Okay.
Throw a punch.
Dirty 20.
Yep, that hits.
I would collapse.
He way fails.
Nice. Double stun.
11 points of damage for him as
He
well.
just thinks you're stunning.
Wow.
So they're both stunned until the end of my next turn.
That was painful.
Did that punk gnome just stun us?
It's the goat's turn,
Sure.
unless you're not wanting the goat in this round.
Blah.
It wasn't asleep, so.
Were they more than 20 feet away?
I mean, probably from the goat. Yeah.
Alright, that's a trampoline charge. So it's gonna rush him down and
Stab him with his head.
see if they can get hit with it.
Ever seen that video of the guys that are in like the bubble balls, and then the steer just hits it
That's-
and launches him into the road?
Yeah.
That's exactly what this goat is trying to do. He's trying to shoot the hits with hooves. Target next
So I was thinking of like a voiceover video where there's a guy
Alright, cool.
narrating over a goat. He's like,
Alright.
crave. Oh, you want some too?
Oh,
Crave.
jeez. That's a 19 total.
Yep.
It needs to make a strength save.
Can you do that while you're stunned?
I don't know. That's a question. Can you do that when you're
I
stunned?
mean, you have it on your chart.
Where is my
thing.
stun thing?
I think it's over on this side.
Because
Stunned. A stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, can't speak, only falteringly. Creature automatically fails strength and dex saves.
Alright, so he's gonna be knocked prone and I get to make a second attack with hooves. It's hooves attack. That's
Did
what
it
it's
take
called.
damage from the thing?
I behoove you to look.
That's attack.
Yeah, so if you hit with your first
It's gonna be
attack-
2d6 plus 4 bludgeoning. So that's gonna be 14 bludgeoning with that first hit.
and then-
Left or right?
Whichever one you weren't currently engaging.
Well, I last engaged the one on the right. I started
So
with
left
the one on
one.
the left.
And then
Just
second
for-
attack.
I'm not gonna get a turn again.
That's gonna be 9. Something doesn't look good. Hit.
To the one that's already that you knocked out.
Oh, that'd be advantage because it's a melee.
Yep.
Alright,
So that's 9. Oh, that's a critical fail. So 9 is the highest one. Misses with the second attack. Alright. Alright, that's the goat's turn.
So now it's technically their turn.
They don't get a turn.
Well, they have a turn.
To do what?
Be
Die.
stunned.
Die. Straight up stunner.
You can't help Billy Ray. I mean, the one got rammed right in the gonads. Like, he's just.
Nuts.
That's very fair. Okay, so I guess, is it my turn again, or do we
Hockey
now
vampire.
roll event?
They have to roll into the initiative.
Okay.
11. I'm going after the goat.
You know, if you had it the other way.
Wait, what?
After the goat?
Yeah, because the goat also had an 11.
Correct.
Yeah, and the goat has a higher dexterity than me.
Really?
Yep. The goat has the same amount of dexterity as I do.
I mean, a sloth has more dexterity.
I know, but I still, I mean,
Giant mountain
Just
goat.
if you're
I
wondering.
mean, it makes sense. They need to get around on mountains. It's a giant goat. 13.
Yeah, unless there's like 20 more soldiers, I'm not
I
getting my
needed to
turn.
pinch it.
Hey, maybe we all whiff our attacks.
That would be pretty sad.
It would be.
19, what did Jezebel get?
oh, I should just, okay,
I mean, you
Unless-
have to roll into the initiative.
I suppose.
Because
Unless
if
you
you go,
choose to just ignore it.
I mean,
5.
okay.
we have one of those
Snore real
situations
good.
where like somebody accidentally runs over like a squirrel, and then they get out of the car and the squirrel's like barely alive, and they're like, "Oh, what do I do now? I probably got to put it out of its misery."
Back in
Like
the car.
that's the guy that's on the ground right now.
If
So
he's
if
just
you fail to put it out of its misery,
Oh, you're just a bastard.
I rolled a 12.
That's what you
What if
are.
I go over there
I
and
have a
just
plus
heal
1
them?
to my dex.
can you do that?
Dude, you're
Yeah, I have healing potions galore right now.
That's kind of
Oh,
fucked
yeah.
up.
How many do we have now? It's been what, a couple
I have
days?
2 normal healing potions, and then now I have 3 greater healing potions.
No, you don't.
besides my refillable
No, you
healing potion.
No, you don't. You have your one.
Yeah, but I've been filling up other vials.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
When did you tell me
I've
that?
said every day I'm
No,
filling
you
up a
have
vial.
not.
I
To
did.
be fair, I heard him say that.
When did you ever
But
say
when
that?
did you tell
Earlier
me?
today.
I said that when we started our journey out of.
I think you're gonna need to make sure that I know that.
Okay.
Spring.
That was even the
So you're
plan
doing
when
it
we were
tonight,
there.
right? You're
I don't
definitely
care
doing
what
it
the
tonight.
plan is. I care
I
that you
mean-
do it.
We
Okay.
went through a whole day of travel to get here, and I very clearly heard him state that he was making a copy of the potion, but just to be in your
Alright,
favor here.
I will take away.
Okay,
We'll do the one for tonight, for tonight's rest.
So-
How about that?
You can have one more.
Okay, what's going on? Whose turn?
well, it's the top of the round, and technically Jet rolled
Oh,
higher than
Jet's the highest.
What you
so.
doing? There's one guy prone and one guy still standing.
You said you're stunned?
Yep. And just one of them is prone.
Well, I mean, I don't understand, but I'm going to do something that's like, I'm
I'm not having a good
just
time.
woken up. I'm not going to try to aim something. I'm point at the one that's still standing,
Yeah.
because I think the other one's probably fallen down and is dead. I don't know. Look
Hard-
at him.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah. Sacred flame.
Do I need
On
to-
the one that's standing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it needs to make a dexterity save. Sorry.
Me too?
No, makes a dexterity saving throw.
Oh,
And it can't because it's stunned.
yeah.
Alright, good.
I thought you were apologizing to me, because I also.
I gotta be honest, like, that's pretty sadistic.
Maybe just a little bit.
Dude is stunned, and you're like, you know what we should do? We should burn him to death.
Burn a
To
nation.
be honest, I don't even know he's stunned.
What do you mean you don't know?
He just,
I just
awoke.
woke up. I'm fucking like, eh?
Yeah, it's fair. Most of the Dragon Army soldiers you've ever seen don't move either.
See? It's all the same.
It's really not.
It won't matter for long.
2d8 radiant damage. Wham! For 9 points of radiant damage.
Yeah. Yeah, that fire is just on this dude. He is not moving. And you can kind of hear this scream, but like he's not moving. Like you can it's not even a scream because you can barely make that sound.
Perfect
But it's like
gurgling.
he's trying to scream and he can't move. That's what's happening right
What did you do to these people?
They're out of breath. It's like when you're
They're
out of
just stunned.
lose your breath.
Well, that's why they aren't
You're
trying
getting knocked
to.
out of you.
That's what it looks like.
I have no breath, but I must scream.
I pass my turn on to the next.
Cool, as if it's a whole level of
Hit me.
That's exactly what's happening here. One's getting a giant goat, knocking them around, the other was on fire.
That was
Not
only a
that.
sacred thing. It's okay.
27 to hit.
I don't know why you're looking at me. You know
Just
what
to
they're.
make sure.
You know that they do not have a 27 AC.
I don't know.
Just say you hit. Just at that point, just say you hit.
surprised
I was
these guys
in
actually
melee
have
with the
one.
one
Which
on,
one are you hitting?
on the right, the
Sure.
one that's currently on fire.
Oh yeah, and is trying to scream, and you can hear it.
9 damage.
Yeah, you kill him.
Okay.
He's dead.
Would you like me to leave?
Daryl wakes up and he's like, "Oh, not again!" Sebastian, no!
That was my brother.
Oh shit.
All right.
Second attack. We'll go for non-lethal.
Non-lethal?
We need another prisoner.
Do we?
Hey, it's your turn.
Yeah,
You,
it's
you
your
said-
Somebody else can kill him if you want.
True.
I
I'm
rolled
not heartless.
25
Yep.
to hit.
He's
Yep,
stunned. I don't want him.
he's down. He had 1 HP.
7 damage.
Oh. Negative 6 HP.
That was a little much, sorry.
Alright.
What's up? Did we have another fight?
I didn't know their flesh was that weak. I see a fist punched through the dude.
She is the weapon.
She's a good guy.
Alright.
Jezebel's got
Alright,
some
who's up?
drool on her chin, like, what's going on? Hey,
We can't stay here.
Well, they're both
Two-
dead.
but this rock is so comfortable.
I stunned one of them to death.
Ah,
They're not dead technically.
they're
He's
still.
still breathing.
Jesus.
It's hard to tell.
It's a kind of a level of thought. Jezebel's looking at the carnage and be like, the fuck is happening? And that's it.
Well,
It's just what it's
It's
like
just
when you
like-
go out there. When you're killing them patrols, that's what it looks like.
welcome to the army.
Like I said, what do you think Calaman does?
Just-
We're the weapons of Calaman.
Just having a moment over here of just like
Alright.
specifically the guy that's dead and smoldering.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of over top of him going, what is this? What has happened?
Your Daryl tied up over there is just like, you couldn't have taken another prisoner.
Oh, she did. She took one.
You couldn't have taken them both.
Mental note to you, Daryl. I didn't kill anyone.
No wonder we're fighting these fuckers.
Oh wait, you said we're gonna probably move. Never mind. I
Did he
can't roll
just-
over and sleep.
Yeah, he's pissed now because you took him prisoner and then
But killed
another and
everybody
then killed another one. I mean, he's mad. He knew him.
I'm gonna get down right in his face.
Okay.
else. I'm gonna offer him a cookie.
I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna go,
It'll make
What?
everything easier.
do you want from us here?
Should have quit killing my friends.
You said the first one
Is
wasn't
this man your friend?
The one that's dead. Just played cards with him last night.
This
The
is
old
wrong.
goat
That's-
fish, buddy.
I'm not sure what you're expecting to have happen here, but this is war.
You sure you don't want the cookie?
He doesn't even. He won't even look. He won't look you in the eye. He's seething mad.
I got rope for the other prisoner.
I'm gonna walk up the, whatever this zigzagged, whatever the shit it was, this hill that
Okay.
they came down, and I'm
Okay.
gonna drop and stealthily peek up to the top. Do I see any other patrols? Do I see any other
Roll your stealth.
sense of stealth?
Well, you said you're gonna go through stealthily, so roll
Yeah.
your stealth.
Okay. 15.
Okay, and now you're. What? Tell me again what you're doing.
I was trying to check around to see if I can see any other signs of life, any other patrols, anything, any other movement.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah. I won't call that perception, I guess.
You will?
I mean, it's between that and investigation, and I mean, just because you're trying to perceive movement, I think we'll call it perception. Yeah, I mean, you don't see anyone else.
Ellie's gonna stay up there for the rest of the night.
Okay.
Do we want to take the other guy prisoner? I could heal him up.
She's up at the top of the hill.
No, I'm talking to the rest of you guys.
Yes.
I don't see why not. We're collecting a whole little
Do
band.
we have enough rope?
Do we have a healing potion?
I've got lay on hand.
I've got a two-legged healing potion.
Alright, let's
I mean,
time up. I'll
technically,
heal him.
can't you give it to him within like a minute or two or something like that, and then it's
Well, does lay on hands work the
Well,
same way?
he's just unconscious.
right. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the smoldering one.
Oh no, he's dead.
He gone, unless you have
He
a
crispy
higher
crit.
level cleric spell.
Crispy critter.
I cast animate dead.
I mean,
Yeah, that's a higher level cleric spell.
Look, your friend's back.
like, unless you want me to ritual cast gentle repose on him. Yeah, I don't have anything else.
Not that sorcery. Not that kind of sorcery.
Yeah, no. Another body to dispose of, and I'll tie up the other one if we have some more rope to work with.
Okay. Yeah, you got plenty of
He got
slightly used rope.
Congratulations, you won the
Do you want to
lottery.
say a few
You're with
words
your
before
friend-
I
You're with this
take him
person,
away?
Daryl.
Don't.
He's just. He's not talking. He's mad.
Alright. I want him to know I made the effort. I take the body and I chuck it in the gorge.
The next nearest gorge.
Jesus.
We're in a different spot now, but yes. Okay.
Alright, well, we definitely need to move camp again. We can't be resting from serious.
Somebody rolling that nat 1.
You said don't do it. My dice are like, cool. That's our number.
Hold our beer.
You were.
Yep.
You guys were in a good spot.
We were.
I was picking up my die, but you rolled it before I could roll. So.
It's the first die I rolled for
Yeah.
any of the checks tonight.
Alright.
well, let's pack up camp and head towards the army,
Why?
I guess.
There's no patrol coming out here now.
Well, I mean, the patrol has to return eventually.
So
4 hours, if I remember Daryl correctly.
Yeah, was this beginning or the end of the second shift that this happened?
You trying to talk to Daryl again?
Well, our shift, did it happen at the beginning or the end of our?
Oh, it happened probably like an hour away from the end of that
Third shift.
watch.
Into the fort.
That's long enough that they could send a Dragonlance or something out to check out this location. We should move camp. Let's find another place to camp out somewhere far away from this patrol.
Okay, so you want to find something that you think is going to be further away and also still well.
Somewhere that we still want to be in the path of the Kalman army so that we can kind of intercept them.
Okay.
So we'll head maybe towards them a little ways.
But with the intention of getting further away, or just in some other direction.
Just some direction that's, we want to be away from this place and still in the way of the Kalman army, so that we can spot them as they come in.
Okay. I think somebody that whoever's trying to find this place will have to roll survival.
I guess I can do that. I'm not particularly good at it, but I came up with the idea. Survival.
Roll if you don't want to.
Oh, okay. 6.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, Kogan works on finding a spot, and you think that this spot will be
Okay.
sufficient.
Let's do that all of our work back I have areas.
Oh, well.
I have like every.
Right, so
Let's try to get what's left of our time left, some rest in. I guess I'm in the next shift anyways.
So yeah, I mean, the guy that you've got that's unconscious, I mean, he's
Just make sure he's stable and then
not. I mean, it's if you're moving him, you're moving an unconscious person.
put him up on the goat.
Okay.
With him.
Toads.
Totes my goats.
It's like many sessions with the goat, and it's still just the goat.
Toads.
really
I have a
shows
problem
you.
with Toads. He's got a name.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
yeah.
You gave him a name.
His name is
I
Sold.
just can't remember.
Oh, okay.
I just think of totes.
All right.
Toads?
Okay. Are we doing our third watch then?
Third watch.
Wouldn't it be fourth? Because the third watch is where.
No, second
The
watch. is
excitement-
It
when
happened
this
on second
happens.
watch.
Oh, was it? I thought it was third.
Okay.
I'll keep an eye
Yeah,
out.
whoever's on third watch.
17.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, everything goes by fine. You know, the one that got knocked out in this last fight comes to, and you know, looks like he's about kind of going through some of the same stuff, like about ready to start yelling, and then he sees Daryl, and
The 5 stages of being taken prisoner.
All happening within a minute.
so then he, you know, it's like, you know, having the whole like, what the hell's going on here, you know, all that stuff. What happened? Where's Sebastian?
And Kogan's the one awake for this, right?
Oh yeah. No sense screaming. Not many out here who'll hear ya.
I mean, all of you, by the time this guy wakes up, most of you have probably started to wake up for the day. Because he's out for a few hours. So yeah, he starts asking, and Daryl just says they killed Sebastian. And he's like, what?
Close to
Callahan.
retirement.
He's mad. And now Daryl's kind of mad again about it, but they're just, now that they're kind of looking at each other, they're sort of having a moment of understanding between the two of them, probably. Because they're both kind of just, now they both are kind of clammed up. They're just not saying anything anymore.
I'm gonna leave room for Callan to interview. At this point, I guess we're just keeping an eye out for the army. And
Okay.
for further patrols coming our way.
Okay. Yeah. So, I don't know. What is everyone doing? Are you guys all kind of trying to keep an eye out for patrols? Or are you guys doing other things? Well, just continuing to sleep during the day.
You haven't
Oh, it's during the day
finished
now, I
the
suppose.
Yeah.
rest you needed.
Yeah, 'cause I would have needed to finish to get my spell slot back.
I'll keep watch.
I'll help keep an eye out.
Nah, she's still sleeping.
So basically, anybody that is trying to watch for patrols can roll a perception.
I'll roll it at 19.
11. Everyone's still a little tired. That his long rest got interrupted.
22.
Okay, so the 19 and 22 both. You guys, catch a glimpse of a Dragonelle in flight, and you have not seen them. Like, I mean, it's in the direction of the encampment, and you have not seen them. You hadn't seen them since you guys first got into that first spot, which seemed like it was far enough away from there. But, you know, you catch a glimpse of it, and so that means that it's possible that it can see you. So the question is, what are you doing as soon as you catch a glimpse of it?
Is there a place we can take cover?
Some of them we already.
Yeah, basically above the table, the spot you picked just isn't very good.
Yeah.
So they can, so you can get to a better spot. It's just, you know, you're gonna have to try to get to it.
We'll have to be moving.
Well, if they've already seen us, we could just start.
Well, you
heading
don't
toward-
know if they've seen you. You just know that they could have seen you.
I think,
They're in the distance right now.
I think now that we're all up, we should just start heading toward the army, because the sooner we meet up with them, our
Okay.
army.
We'll head out to the Gelman. Yeah, that sounds good enough.
So we're not gonna try to take cover. We're just gonna move in the direction that we think the army's gonna be.
Yeah, if the Dragonelle wants to come over and investigate, we can deal with it then.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, we'll try not to be trying to catch its attention, but
Stealthily
So-
moving.
So once again, we're gonna have two things come after us. We're killing the human and taking the Dragonelle as person. Sorry.
it has to get close
We got
enough for us to
tracker.
take it prisoner, though.
So just so I understand, we're trying to move. Are we trying to be stealthy about it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to
Who
be.
or how, more accurately, are we trying to move these two prisoners?
I'm gonna just tie him up on my goat. on Sog. So,
Toads has got this.
make sure we gag them so they're not yelling out.
How do I want to do that? I think what I'm going to do is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you. So normally a group stealth check in a situation like this, you have to have half pass. But because you're trying to deal with the prisoners, 3 of you have to pass in order to succeed in the group stealth.
May I do something before we roll?
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to cast invisibility for at 3rd level to make Kogan and Blanche invisible.
And that should cancel out our disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you still have the prisoners.
That's true.
But in terms of their
It will make our
rolling
rolls
specifically.
easier.
Yeah.
Our armor won't shine and reflect off more than like.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about at a distance here, so sight is the most important element of it. So I will just say that 2 of the 3 of you have to pass now,
Okay.
Alright,
and you guys don't have to roll.
alright.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Why?
2 of the 3.
We're invisible, so we're not rolling.
So,
Why?
2 of us,
Because they're invisible, and we're talking
You're
about
judging by
a
sight for
distance.
that
Like
scene.
this is
not sound.
invisibility is just in a situation like this is just way more valuable than it would be otherwise.
Basically, between us, we've counted as one success for the group.
Ooh, that's actually really good.
What we gotta beat?
We're gonna say you
So,
gotta beat a DC 15.
I rolled a 20.
I'm a fail. Cause I have disadvantage.
What'd you roll? 14. Okay.
Sorcerer disappears to the shadows that he can find. Why are you selling the lights?
6.
6. Okay.
I'm so sparkly.
Well,
You're looking at
I'm,
the
I'm
Not a
wearing
good thing.
jock.
okay. So you guys are.
He was
How
a-
long does invisibility last?
an hour.
Yeah. I tried
As
to
long
do
as they
both.
don't attack or cast a spell.
I mean, he might as well be. He's already dead.
And it's
What kind of druid are you?
It's not metal.
yeah, it's concentration on me. So as long as I also don't cast another concentration spell,
A morbid one that's a drug runner. I got nothing.
or lose concentration.
Okay. So I think, you know, you guys are trying to be stealthy. You're trying not to be seen. You're doing the best that you can, given the circumstances. And, you know, as you're moving around, like, it's just not easy to move around in this space. Like, especially with prisoners on a spirit goat. And,
Goat.
you know, you feel like you do okay, especially with the 2, you know, problematic ones being invisible.
At least they're not wearing metal armor.
So the Dragonelle that you see, you know, takes a flight path after a while that, you know, it comes, you know, further in your direction, like a reasonable distance further in your direction. And it, I mean, it kind of, you see it kind of wheel around in the air and do like another little, you know, sweeping circle in that same space. And then it starts to fly back in the direction of the camp. So,
Continue on our way.
I think they know, but I don't know if they know.
We'll find out.
okay, well, unless we have any other specific goal, plan, whatever, you know, we'll just continue on in the path of the Kalaman army,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, since we're cutting down the distance a little bit from where we were, you know, you'll end up meeting up with them a little earlier than what was expected, and yeah, the first thing you run into is the army's scouting group, and Clystron is with them, and so yeah, they kind of tell you the whereabouts of the larger force, and assuming that what your goal is you want to get reconnected with them, then you can head toward the larger force. And yeah, get back there and you can do as you wish. You want to meet up with Darrett? Is that the goal?
At this point, yeah, with the prisoners, we'll bring
Okay.
them to him.
Yeah, they have some guys take the prisoners away, and
The torturers.
Barrett is like, very good to see you, and I see that you captured some patrols. That must be good.
Came across a few. They didn't do very well themselves.
There was more than this.
Well, these were from 2 separate patrols.
What happened to the rest of them?
They-
Did you dispatch them?
They are dead, and their bodies
Mm.
were disposed
That's-
of.
Unfortunate realities of war.
Right, there's a lot more death in our future.
Certainly could be. Well, Kleistrin has been very helpful in helping to get us moving in the right direction here, and we've been able to make some pretty good time here, so it sounds like we're just a matter of a few hours from being able to see the encampment and make our plan. I think you've done well.
We just gotta figure out how to deal with the dragon army.
Well, that's why we're here.
Oh, Lord Soth is also there.
Yeah, I think you guys mentioned that, didn't you?
Yeah, we told them over the far gab that someone who matched his description is.
I don't know if we talked to him after we interrogated the first one.
Yes, I did. I called him up.
Ring, ring.
You can have a total of 2 of those.
Sweet, thank you very much, good sir. Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Well, I mean, unless anybody has anything else, then the army is on the move to get there.
To redder, bloodier pastures.
Yeah.
So it seemed. I guess at
We
this
relay
point,
the
we'll just-
information to Darrett about what we saw, the layout, and what we know of the patrols. Does he have any ideas on getting us in there? That does not include mass bloodshed.
I don't know if it can be avoided at this point, unless we can barter a negotiation with the army itself.
I mean, there's several ways that we could go about it. I mean, we could try to send spies into the camp, but if you feel like we have a point of access, we're not going to be able to get the army in, not without taking on their force. But it is possible we could get you all in. I think the Kellerman soldiers will have to, for lack of a better way of putting it, provide the distraction you need. But I mean, you are the force to send in, and we should, based on what information that we got, and in talking to Kleistrin, it seems like we should have an element of surprise.
We've done what we could to, ensure that we get that. Whether or not we'll be there when
The Dragonella just flew back to the camp.
we don't know for
What's
sure.
that? What now?
We don't know for sure they saw us, and we definitely didn't see the army.
I will say there is a chance that she is correct.
There is.
About a 50-50, maybe more.
Is there more that we need to know?
There was a Dragonelle that flew by our last camp that we were at
not 100% sure whether or not they saw us or not.
Well,
So, we will find out.
there is no way for us to know.
Mm-hmm.
If they did, they only saw a small group.
I mean, you brought prisoners that were on patrol, so presumably they know something is afoot.
Yeah, they know they've lost 2 patrols, for sure. But there are many dangers out in the waste, so they don't have absolute confirmation whether or not it was our army here that took them out or
They
not.
already knew that the Kelman army was out here somewhere.
Well, they didn't know exactly where
Yeah,
though.
I'm just out here somewhere.
I think at this,
So when you guys were talking, did you relay to Darrett what you knew about that the priest and the wizard and presumably Soth and then more soldiers were inside?
yeah,
Okay. So I mean, he kind of says like, I mean, if we assault the camp, there's a good chance that it draws out their soldiers. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll even draw out any soldiers that are in the city. I mean, can you
Do
think?
we-
I don't think that there's a better plan than that. Do you?
do we even need to directly assault them? Just having your presence outside their fortifications might be enough of a distraction when you at least first arrive.
I mean, I don't think that that's enough.
It would not pull the people that are with the 3 key individuals.
I think the best chance of success in this endeavor is to create the clearest path for our best asset.
It leaves a foul taste in my mouth to sacrifice so much for a weapon we don't even fully know of its details, but if
I
they've
hate
devoted
to
this
admit
much.
it, but Derek is correct. That is the only foolproof, or at least higher chance plan for everything to work out correctly.
Well then, we must try to sneak into the camp before the assault then. We have a few bits of their armor now.
I think we need to draw them out before you try to do such a thing.
No. Kogan is right. The moment that we need you all to draw them out is the moment we need to slip into that canyon mouth. We can make it through the camp. That's not the problem.
But
It's getting into the city. We need as much time as possible.
I
And
hate to say this, though, we would have to wait. Because if we want those soldiers that are in the city to come out before we go in and have to go through, they need to be out first. So the attack has to happen, or the distraction has to happen first.
why?
I just said.
Why,
If we want
why did
people
the
out of there.
soldiers have to leave the camp first? Why
We-
can't we make
we've-
our own
No,
got
way?
the city.
We've got disguises. I think that's our opportunity to move into the city while
We make it to the mouth of the canyon and then the assault happens to draw out as many soldiers as possible, leaving us with as much time as possible to get deeper in.
well, so based on the information that you got from the soldier, are you guys talking about using the Dragonelle pens like he suggested? Like that location is the best bet to get in?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't. I don't know how to explain this any better. Like you can't really get to that spot without. If you're gonna go through some part of the camp, like you're gonna get noticed before you ever get to the camp. Unless you have some miraculous means. I mean, the Dragonelles flying overhead there's too much space for you cover without them seeing you. It would be a miracle for you to get. I mean, Klystron.
But if we were in disguise, like we've been talking about, maybe that's not a problem.
Well, so that's the part where Darrett objects. He's like, I don't. This is. We can't risk you being captured. Otherwise, this is all for naught. If you're captured before we assault the city, or before we assault the camp, then you still have no chance. Like you I mean, I don't want to tell you guys what you have to do. That just seems incredibly risky to me.
And we could be captured after you assault the camp. The wizard might those that might wave their hands and, I don't know, turn us all into newts. We have no
I mean,
guarantee.
It is a possibility. I'm
We
not
have no
That's
guarantee
true.
of success, even
We'll
if
get better.
It's a balance of higher risk up front while being in a better position to make use of the distraction versus going in with the assault and fighting our way into the canyon, into the city. I mean, we could try. We probably still want to be disguised as we join the assault, because at least then there'd be confusion as we're running through the camp if we're fighting our way in. But
So Darrett says, well, I mean, based on what we're saying, we probably, with some element of surprise, we probably stand a chance against the force that's outside the city. If what you've been told is true, they have any force that is inside the city has only certain pathways to get back out. If we are successful in the battle against the forces outside the city, we may still stand a chance against the forces coming from the city, because
wait, are the forces that are currently camped outside the canyon lesser than what the Kelman army is? I was led to assume
I
that
mean,
it's
it's
still
still, they're still outnumbered. They would be, I mean, according to what we think we know, we're going to be even more outnumbered if there are more forces inside the city. So to have any chance at success, we have to have a chance against the force outside the city first, before we deal with any force inside the city.
true. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if a stealth mission would work even through the camp if we still have to deal with
Well, I don't-
additional forces that are inside. the
I
city,
don't
so.
I don't want to cast doubt on your abilities. I mean, you are
a super
You-
stealthy bunch.
you have done. I mean, we would not be in the position that we are in without all of the things that you have done. And so, if you think that you can do this, it's hard for me to argue against you. I just want you to have the best possible chance at success, because if you can't succeed at this, I don't know how we will succeed at all. You are the best of us.
Well, no, that's not true.
Then are we to be the spearhead on this assault into the camp, into
No.
the city?
I know you need to get into the city, and the way to do that is with stealth. But let us draw the army out first.
We'll use the chaos of the fighting as our stealth.
The least amount of soldiers that are between you and the entrance to the city is the best possible solution in my mind.
Agreed.
Alright, so Galman army assaults. We
And so, like, so
sneak in from another direction.
as you guys are having this conversation, another guy comes running up, and he's got this, like, I don't know, it's not a kid, but it's a very young soldier. And this young soldier's got like a parchment with him. And so they're talking to Darrett. They start talking to Darrett about, like, he's showing him this drawing that this kid has made. And so Darrett's kind of talking to this guy a little bit, and then he says, okay, so after talking with Kleistrin and now talking with the 2 prisoners that you brought us, so he's kind of showing you on the, he's like, if you guys get to a closer position to this Wind's End, we could start the assault, and as soon as it draws the soldiers out, you could make your run for this entrance. What do you think of that?
That'd probably be the best bet.
That's the best plan we have right now.
Now, do we even want to bother with wearing disguises at that point, or are we just?
Based on what he's saying here, he thinks as long as the Kalman army has, some element of surprise, he thinks that both objectives are possible. That it's possible for you guys to get in, and it's possible for the army to stand a chance at defeating this force on the outside and having a meaningful battle with whatever force would come as reinforcement from the city. Which is, I think Darrett is very hopeful that force is small.
Alright.
Seems to be our best plan. Well then, I suppose we'll want to do this as quickly as possible, so not to lose the element of surprise. It's only a matter of time before we are spotted, especially with an army of this size, so perhaps we need to start moving out into our position, and you move into yours.
And so Kleistrin is going to make sure that the army can get there. I mean, he's going to help to lead this idea that he has to give the army the best chance. He's going to help to lead that. Darrett's like, really, really, really lucky that this guy's here to help us.
Yeah, lucky we came across him. It's a better way up here quite a bit.
Well, once again,
Did you just say lucky?
you all saved him.
Are you too lucky?
Not
Have you
right
have a
now.
suspicion?
I'm not saying anything out loud.
Okay. So, we carry on, move the Kalman army, and
At some point before we leave Darrett's presence for the final time.
oh, you don't have to leave his presence now. You have time before you're going to be there.
Okay,
Like you have a couple hours at least before you're going to be in that position.
okay.
So you have time if you have something you want to talk to him about.
I mean, I just wanna like, at the point in time where we're leaving him,
Okay?
when we are at that point, I can wait until then if
Okay.
we're having
Yeah, so
issues.
like you guys get to where you're probably like, Kleistrin again is kind of being the go-between, and you guys get to where, the army's probably got another, 10 minutes or so to get themselves into their best possible position for this assault, and he's like, okay, they know where to go, and then he's like, I'm gonna make sure that you know where to go, and so you're at the point you're gonna have to split off, and then, this plan's gonna go into action after it. So this is where you're parting from Darrett.
So
That's a nice touch.
So before we walk away from Darrett for the last time, I'm gonna just like go up to him and give him a big ol' hug. And I'm gonna do the good old like clap on the back of the like armor, but
Can you kneel
Oh,
down a
man.
little bit, please?
It's anything like my cousin where it like throws you forward a little bit.
I'm not that strong. I'm like 3 foot. This is his shoulder, like way
You
up
took
there.
out a Dragonlance, didn't you, by yourself? Don't tell me you're not strong.
I'm not trying to knock him over. That's not the point here. But what I am gonna do is kind of go for the like pat and then the like handshake. And I'm gonna try to palm him the extra healing potion that I have. It's just a regular healing potion. But I want to hand that to him. I specifically have on my character sheet healing potion for Darrett
Aw.
written down. So,
He says, my life before this prepared me to do what we are about to do, and I'm grateful to have met you and all of you. In this endeavor, your success can only be achieved through our sacrifice. And he gives it back to you.
does he have a horse?
Not right here.
Does he have a right-hand man?
What are you trying to sneak it on him? Because
Yes.
he's going to give it back to you. Anyway.
I am gonna get this potion to someone who can give it to him and or in a pocket,
Okay.
whether he likes it or not.
Roll your sleight of hand.
Okay.
And then I'll speak to him as she's doing this. Then you
What'd
begin.
you roll?
23.
Okay. Take it off your sheet.
I'm gonna
Oh.
write down that it's with Darrett.
I want to say, when you said you're not very strong, I looked it up. You can bench like 420 pounds with a strength of 14.
Okay.
You could like knock him over.
You're
Well,
gonna be
no.
like,
I
good
was
job, champ,
definitely
and boof.
Not
Where'd he
trying.
go?
How's that conversion work? What's the 16 get me?
Jesus.
480.
Kokan goes to do the same thing.
Oh, it becomes almost like a match of ping pong.
No, Lady Becklin survived the Dragon Army. I'm sure. Be sure that you'll do too. And we'll do our
Good
part to make
job.
sure that the sacrifice is
Yeah.
overarching.
Yeah.
I have every intention.
Nope.
I have
Not
every
from a negative
intention
one.
of, of sharing more days with my friends.
That's good.
That's all we want to hear.
Because if you don't, I'll have to find your body and resurrect you myself.
Just to kick your ass. That's what it feels like you're gonna say that.
Okay. Any more heartfelt Darrett moments?
Cookie?
Don't take
I
her.
thought it was brownies.
Brownies? I mean, they're hard enough to be really dry cookies at this point.
They're brownie
Scotty.
cookies.
Yeah.
You recognize the guard from the cast, and he's like, "Yeah."
Hey! We're buds now.
Buds.
Yeah.
Buds, buzz, same thing.
I
I'm down one now. Somebody took my cookie. He takes it. She's like, yes.
Don't worry, I still have another healing potion, and I can heal myself.
That'd be fine.
So, if worst really
Brownie.
comes to worst.
He's getting all
Well,
serious, Brownie.
Wish him our best
Help you with your
and
help you with your lows.
head on our way to get in position.
Alright. Anyone else before you part from Darrett and the army?
Really weak shoulder punch. You got this. Jezebel doesn't know how to do this right.
Okay.
Jezebel's like the same age as him.
So
I know, that's why
so
it's
the
like,
group
you
the
got
group heads
this.
off.
I don't know
Cloistrin
how.
is taking them to the spot that they're going to be to try to get into Wind's End.
Palms are
And
sweaty for him.
and the army begins its final approach to where they're going to go, and that is where we will pick it up next week.
Oh boy.
Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know if it was the
Bye.